Ooh. It is almost the full moon. So the freaks are coming out, and it's time for us to make fun of them. At least for me to make fun of them for the first time online on a live stream. Alright, let's get this shit started. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. This is Halushun, and welcome to Mementos Expanded. It's more of an experimental live stream today. I'm gonna try out and see how covering drama would go for me. I have I have to admit I'm a fucking drama fiend. I'm a drama vulture. I I enjoy watching this should go down because I think it's entertaining and also interesting in many cases. So I'll see how it goes for me to cover the ongoing shit, and if it goes well, maybe I'll do more. So today I plan to discuss primarily three topics. Maybe there will be a fourth topic. The first topic is going to be short. It's the Town of Salem 1 update. It caused a bit of a stir. I want to discuss that. After that is going to be the Bowblax and Tipster versus Tipster debate, which is pretty old at this point. It happened around 10 days ago. Town of Salem update also happened around 10 days ago. So those are pretty similar. However, the reason I want to cover Bowblax versus Tipster is because I want to actually analyze what the fuck they talk about, not just from a perspective, oh, Tipster's mogging him, he put up an argument that he didn't know about. I want to actually analyze what the fuck they're talking about, see who's winning. I've already watched Nick and Augie cover it, Augie RFC, but I want to try it for myself, see how it goes. And finally, after that is going to be the Just a Robot story, him defending Cinnabear. That's also going to be interesting, but that story is also going to be long. I don't know if I'll cover it today or next time, if that time ever comes, but I'll try. So yeah, let's start with Town of Salem. Town of Salem 1. So, Town of Salem is a game series. It is a series pretty much because there's 2 installments right now. And it's basically Mafia or Werewolf, but on steroids because everyone has a unique ability. For example, in this screenshot, this is a serial killer. And it's not just like, oh, there's the bad guys and good guys. There's the bad guys, there's the good guys, but there's also neutrals that don't necessarily align with anyone. So they could belong to any faction, and that's basically most of the game. That I think personally this formula could be very fun, but in recent years, Town of Salem has been on a sort of downward spiral in a sense. Last year they released Town of Salem 2, a sequel, which not only it split up the audience and players of 2 games, but it also wasn't super successful. Town of Salem 2 really struggled this year, like in the middle of this year. There's been a lot of changes. The guys who initially developed it, Blank Media Games, got sold out like a few months ago, and they have been acquired by Digital Banditos. And Digital Banditos have decided to put in the effort and release an update for both Town of Salem 1, which at this point hasn't received an update for like a year at least, and Town of Salem 2. Now, Town of Salem 2, it's been receiving updates more recently, so that wasn't a big issue. But Town of Salem 1, it has now received updates for over a year. So this is the first update that has actually graced the game in a long time. And it's been kind of controversial due to one kind of insignificant factor. The new update it added, like, it fixed a lot of bugs, changed some balancing mechanics of the game, but it also did a little bit of made a few changes to the names of things. And one of those things that was the cause of most controversy was the renaming of 2 pretty old roles. One of them was definitely very old. It was there since the start of the game. And those 2 roles were Escort and Consort. They were renamed to Tavern Keeper and Bootlegger. So basically, these 2 roles, it's pretty obvious if you think about them. Both of these roles are sex-related. They were changed to have names about alcohol, which is supposed to do the roadblocking, because Escort and Consort both, their unique ability is to roadblock another person, which prevents their night ability. And this has caused a stir in the community. And, well, personally, what I think about this, I think this change is a little dumb. I don't see the point. I think there was no issue in the first place, and there was no reason for this to be done at all. Why was the name change necessary? I don't get it at all. Keep in mind, this game has been released. It's almost 10 years. It's been in alpha for even longer, so a little over 10 years. And for the whole time, there has been an escort, the sex role the whole time. Now, if you want to make the argument, oh, we're going to protect the children, we're going to protect the children. So, first of all, one counter argument against that is the fact that this game, first of all, this game already features a lot of death, a lot of murder, a lot of fucked up shit. I mean, it's not disturbing or disgusting, and I definitely don't think it should be like 18 plus, even without the content be deleted. But it already contained a lot of potentially controversial stuff. Uh, so that's not very PG for everyone. That's not very welcoming for everyone. But the other change is that, like, was it very explicit? Did the whole game hinge on sex because of those two roles? I personally didn't think so. But despite that, it's still a role name change. It wasn't that big of an issue. I don't think it's a major issue at all. I just think it's a little dumb, but it doesn't stop me from playing the game. Nothing really would. I just don't play it for other reasons. I just don't want to play Town of Salem in general because as a game, it doesn't fit me very well. But what did I want to say? But Town of Salem, even though I don't think it's a major issue, it's not a major problem. A lot of people did find a lot of issue with it. And in my opinion, the reason this whole drama, I'm discussing it in the first place. The reason I'm discussing all of this in the first place is because of the way the developers actually responded to the criticism, because it actually made very little sense to me. It was pretty dumb, because their response wasn't to like, okay, well, we can't change. Like, they could have two responses. Obviously, the first response would be to accept it and be like, okay, yeah, that was dumb. Maybe we'll reverse it. Which they decided not to reverse it, which is also fine. They can say, okay, well, you can complain about it, but we won't reverse it. Now, both of those responses would be fine, but instead they went for the third option, which is to silence the criticism. They decided to ban people. They decided to time people out for saying it in the Discord. I saw that happen. I'm not going to pull up the Discord, but it definitely happened. And they also went through other lengths to silence the people, silence criticism. For example, if we look on their Twitter, here they are promoting their new update. So it says there's 4 replies, but there's actually 2, and one of them is for Curtis creating a new account. Why is that? The thing is, Twitter usually hides replies for some reason. I've had that happen a lot. It happens pretty frequently. But we have this little button there. And this button is actually hidden replies, because you can hide replies on Twitter. And the fact that they're using it is really dumb to me, because people knew of this feature for a while. People knew that this feature exists. And when people see that there's hidden replies, it kind of makes them want to click it, because it knows that something in there really pissed them off so hard that they wanted to hide it. And if you click it, of course, it's people complaining about it. So I will be reading those. I will be reading the negative responses, because some of them are kind of funny. But personally, for me, I think the change is kind of dumb. It's not a major issue, though. I don't mind it that much. I think the dumbest part about this is how the developers responded to the criticism. I think next time, if that happens, they should not silence it. They should just roll with the punches. Because in my opinion, when you don't roll with the punches, like happened now, the criticism might actually get worse. And we were about to see that. Okay? So let's look into the game's reviews on Steam. If you look at the game, all reviews are very positive, 88%, which is not super positive. There are many more games that are much more positive than this, but still 88%, pretty good. But recent reviews are mixed at 67%. Now, the mixed part is, for the recent reviews, it's only the last 30 days. So in reality, the update has only been out for 10 days. So this is a larger ratio, larger amount of reviews. So there's many reviews before the update even released. But if we filter for the new reviews, which I did, it's around 53% that are positive. There's probably some that are from the old update still, because it's 6th October and the update released on the 7th. But yeah, the reviews are still pretty mixed. It's 50-50 basically. So let's read through some of them. Let me get some music for this. I want to do it with some music. This is gonna be good. All right. So, which is a good review? Well, actually, I'll just read through some of them. Some of them are funny. I'll skip to those. But let's start. Okay. This game has great nostalgia factor, but the staff and community both leave a lot to be desired. Community is usually a common complaint. With lobbies being consistently thrown, mod support and intervention practically non-existent. Okay. And the existing player base either dwindling or playing for the sake of trolling is sort of a miracle the game still makes revenue. Okay, so actually it has nothing to do about the new changes. So we can ignore this. This is not a very interesting review to read. Not drama, skip. Okay. Have loved this game forever. Let dead games lie. Roll back the flavor updates and changes to TT. Why? Why changes to TT need to be rolled back? And work on Town of Salem 2. We don't want role names changed or mechanics fucked with. Period. Bug fixes on block systems are inherently a good thing, but why mess with other shit? It's not gonna bump your sales or make it more kid-friendly because everyone already knows their S-score cons. I do agree on the fact, like, I actually do agree that it's not gonna make it more kid-friendly because I don't think it's particularly kid-friendly. If they wanted it to be 13 plus, even with the escort in concert, it was 13 plus anyway. It was just kind of wasteful to do that, to make the change. But this review goes on. Let's restart the music. Why would they edit mechanics of roles when that's gonna fuck with how people know the game works? Like making so that vet can't alert on TT if, you know, that's a stupid mechanic change, because now that suicide tactic doesn't work, and everyone is going to lynch that ASAP, because they're useless to the town, and a danger if town traitor. If you actually think that Veticide is a good mechanic, you're a moron. You're a moron. Don't play the game. Don't play Town Traitor if you think this is a good mechanic, because you suck. Like, you're gonna bring a terrible meta. The change of TT, like in TT Veticide being removed, is a good change, objectively. Like, there's no deduction if everyone just Veticides in the game. That's why it's a good change. If you disagree or just don't know how the game works. Also, why change the role names? Everyone's gonna refer to them as Escon Cons still. Maybe. New players haven't been coming to this game for years. Let it lie and work on 2. Don't fuck with a game that's near dead. It's not gonna get you more sales or players, just piss off the old player base who's owned the game since day one. So, in my opinion, the reason they renamed the escorting consort is for optics. That's my leading theory. I don't see any other reason why they did that. I think it's either optics or marketing. Well, not marketing, but like advertising. Like maybe the advertisers are like, oh, you have sex in your game. How dare you? We're not gonna advertise on your game with our double standards because we're such virtuous advertisers and don't advertise on shitty things. Which, by the way, I think is just bullshit. I think advertisers are not virtuous at all. They don't give a shit about morals. They just want a virtue signal if it's convenient or popular. Like, this is what happens with YouTube. There's an adpocalypse when someone raises some stupid issue and the issue is fake or just not real, but the advertisers want to pretend that they're good guys and actually damage people by taking away their ads. And obviously, they don't have to advertise, but yeah. Wait, hold on. There's something I noticed. I want to keep reading it. Also, this doesn't address issues like people using IGNs that are blatantly bad. There was a fuckface, I don't know what that means, fucker, in more than 3 games recently, who was using the name P. Diddy, inviting people to parties. There's a massive moderation shortage, and this update doesn't show any even mention of attempting to fix that besides a block system. That's probably true. That's like, I can see that being true. Maybe it's not true, but I can see that being true. Let the mechanics lie. Don't make flavor changes or fuck with roles. It confuses players and messes up the ecosystem, or at minimum put it to a player-based vote. If you're gonna update it at all, focus on an actually important shit, like the historic mod shortage in this game that's always been an issue. Okay, so one thing is the player vote. I remember reading the Discord of the official Town of Salem Discord. And I can do that because it's a public server. I'm not in the Discord actually, like I'm not in the Discord itself, but I was reading it through like the announcements. I just clicked view server and I was reading the reaction and someone asked, can we like, is there an option? Can you add an option to disable it? Which would be very inoffensive. It would be like inoffensive, but the digital banditos refused that too. Which, by the way, there's no reason for people to ask for that because they can change it themselves anyway. Just edit the XML file. You don't need to extract it like in Town of Salem 2. But yeah, digital banditos, they don't want anything to do with the sexual names. It's kind of, I don't get it. I think it's kind of dumb. Like I said before, I think it's because of optics or trying to appeal to advertisers. Those are the 2 leading theories. Obviously, we do have a reason. I actually have it pulled up. Cuba made a video who's a developer, and even though I think he's not responsible for the change, he is kind of the face of digital banditos because he's very public speaking. He faces the public. So usually when he says something is a matter of fact, there's good reason to believe him because he's literally part of digital banditos. And, well...
Finally, I believe this is the most controversial part. Escort and consort names were changed to Tavern Keeper and Bootlegger. The reason behind this change is just to remove sexual themes from the game itself. The roles are still the same roles.
So you heard that. The reason is to remove the sexual themes. Which, again, that's not the full answer in my opinion. There's a reason behind that. And like I said before, it's either optics or it's trying to appeal to advertisers. One of these two, in my opinion. Okay. Let's switch up the music to something different. Let's use this one. Also, why Bootlegger and Tavern Keeper? That's promoting an even worse vice. Alcoholism. And the implication is getting someone so drunk they can't move to do their role? Like, if you're gonna change the flavor, which I wouldn't be against, don't make it something worse to promote to a young audience. Which kills people and causes them to hurt others blackout drunk. Alcoholism is not worse than pornography, bro. They're both, like, at worst, they're both bad. In my opinion, actually, I think pornography is worse. Nuclear take, I know, it's worse. Alright, well, I'm done with this review. Let's read the other one. I don't think this is that interesting. Alright, let's read this one. I really enjoy Town of Salem, and come back to it every now and then, but it's very odd that they'd start changing names of roles 10 years after the game release. It obviously wasn't a problem for 10 years, why is it a problem now? All that the changes do is cause confusion in a game where time management, fast typing skills, and clear thinking are imperative. Maybe. What else is open to change now too? Will the serial killer be renamed? How about the arsonist? I was thinking that what is it called? I was thinking that the escort and concert skins are also going to be removed. Because like, okay, so they don't want sexual themes, but the skins are like they're trying to be busty women. That's what the skins are. The appeal is obviously sexual. Are you gonna remove them too? The escort and concert in the game Roblox, and no one ever cared about the profession behind the role names because it wasn't important. Okay, you're kind of lying in my opinion if you think role players don't exist. I don't know how common they are, and I think the role players are dumb. I don't think you should want the roles, the names to be the same for the purpose of role playing. If you're doing that, do it on Discord, you fucking degenerates. Don't do it on Town of Salem. But otherwise, like, I don't think it's an issue. I don't think that's a major issue. If those professions are so bad, shouldn't the act of killing someone indiscriminately or burning someone to death be changed too? It's a weird hill to die on by my part, but the game has been out for 10 years. Fix the bugs, they did, and work on punishing game throwers. Okay, not changing things that don't need to be changed. Okay, so obviously this is a different reviewer, but it's funny this is being complained about because I want to read a different review. Actually, I think I'm done reading this one. It's this one, right? Yeah, it's this one. Okay. This one is gonna be a wild ride. I won't read all of it because I think it's basically about the same thing. Would not recommend at all. Game's anti-lever system is severe and harsh, and will instantly ban you for 24 hours for leaving a game, even if the reason stated is for an actual reason. The lever system ruins what could be a good game. So you see, the review above, and again, those are not the same people. Obviously, they can have different opinions, but it's funny to me because people were complaining about conflicting things. This review complains about game throwers not being punished, and levers could be game throwing because you could be important to your faction. But this one argues that the game throwing punishments shouldn't be there. The lever system ruins what could be a good game. Second, they removes escort and concert to remove sexual themes from the game. Oh, this guy watched the Tuba video, which makes no sense. Escort as in escorting people away to save them. Yeah, dude, that's definitely what this is about. Have you not seen the icon for the role? It is literally lips with a heart. You know what the implication is. Real nice logic there. Genius. Let's change 2 established game roles so they match our sequel's names for them, but tell people because it's too sexual. Genius idea. I was gonna put up the reviews on stream, but then changed my mind because some of them contain inappropriate stuff. Oh, I see. Alright. Where was I? No, it's a casual game with no competitive points. That's just not true. No competitive scene, nothing to gain from winning, and nothing to lose from losing. Unmoderated decade-old game. It's... whoa. Well, I don't know if that word is banned, but I don't care about saying it. It's retarded when games punish you for leaving what is supposed to be a casual game mode with no consequences. It's a game. Sometimes you have to leave a game to do something. No reason to stop people from playing the game their own. TLDR, the lever penalty acts like you're leaving a competitive championship for a Call of Duty tournament instead of what the game should be, i.e. casual. Okay, so here's the thing about that. There should be a split because Town of Salem has competitive game modes and it has casual game modes. There's actually a split and divide in the community of players. Some players enjoy competitive game modes, the ones that are sweaty, and others just enjoy the chaos, the casual game modes. And I would agree, like, on banning them, but the issue is that there's still game throwers. And leaving could be interpreted as game throwing if you are like an important member and you just leave because you need to do your part. So this isn't a very simple issue, like what this review is trying to make it out to be. Okay, so this review, yeah, it's the same thing. So there's a few other changes. I'm actually not sure. I don't remember noticing them. But they changed the disconnect from they apparently committed suicide to they disconnected from live. In my opinion, that actually is a good change because I think they apparently committed suicide is just kind of dumb. Just kind of sounds edgy for no reason. They disconnected from live makes more sense. They also changed he, she died last night to they died last night. This is the he, she, I'm pretty sure depended on the skin you used. So now it says they. I don't care about that at all. I don't care if it says they. Oh my god, someone noticed. Okay, well, this is more of the same, although this is actually the most positively received negative review. But yeah, those are pretty much the reviews for Town of Salem, the newest updates. And let's read some Twitter tweets as well that they hid. I think there's one person that I think was pretty funny. Alright, this person. So, like I said before, they're hiding negative feedback, which I don't get the point of, and I think they gave up on, because if you look into this tweet, you can see there's stuff that is not hidden, which is negative, even though there's also hidden negative replies about the name changes too. Wow, and this one is pretty fucking toxic. Yeah. So let's but there's still one tweet a few tweets I want to read, which is starting from this one, because they're gonna be the same person. I'm boycotting until you bring back concert/escort. Completely pointless rebranding there, and I'm not supporting censorship. Okay, so censorship, I'm guessing they refer to people getting banned for that. Technically, it is censorship, but like using that word just feels way too heavy. Like, come on. Is it like today, like out of the terrible things that are getting censored, out of the terrible cases of censorship, we're gonna talk about this old Town of Salem game, which is banning concert/escort. Oh no. How will the kids get by with this censorship? There's like so many worse cases of censorship. But this person also commented on another post, and the other tweet is more funny. Don't care. Oh, I forgot the music. Don't care. Not playing until you quit the censorship. The fact y'all had a problem with sex work and censored it, but changed it to a role that refuse people as if that's somehow better? Yikers. Okay, so when I first read that, I had no clue what this word was meant to be. At first, I thought it meant rapifies. Okay, but actually it means roofies. And to me, that kind of feels weird. Like if you see a tavern keeper or bootlegger, which have to do with alcohol, and your first thought is that it's roofing people. That's kind of weird. Why do you think that? I don't think that. I think they're just like, oh yeah, let's drink, bro. Let's have a good night. Let's drink ourselves to death and have a hangover and blackout. Like that's the kind of vibe that I get. Not roofing. That's a little too extreme. I think the reason that it wasn't mentioned with Town of Salem 2 is because it wasn't retroactive. But yeah, this is pretty much everything when it comes to Town of Salem. It was a shorter segment. But yeah, it's funny how this happened. In my opinion, though, the weirdest part is the extent that the censorship, not censorship, but like the extent they tried to hide the pushback. I didn't see why that had to happen. But otherwise, I don't really care that much. So yeah. All right. Now on to the dumber stuff. The dumber stuff that is outside of the community that I've participated in. And on to Bowblax versus Tipster. Ooh, that dislike to like ratio. Damn. All right. So, Bowblax and I didn't need to show that. Bowblax and Tipster. Bowblax and Tipster are both previously commentary YouTubers who got ousted from the community at different times. Tipster was ousted. I think both of those people are wonderful. I think both of those people have me blocked. This guy has me blocked. Bowblax also has me blocked. And the thing is, they both blocked me for pretty dumb reasons. I think for Tipster, I just responded to a tweet that was like, tweeting them. And for Bowblax, I got blocked because I replied, keep gambling to his tweets. That's why I got blocked for both of them. Anyway, so last September, Bowblax, last month, Bowblax got ousted from the community because he was basically lying that he had BPD to his friends, and at the same time, while lying about BPD, asked for money to help deal with rent and his mental issues, and basically also tried to manipulate people into deleting content, critical shit, which is pretty bad considering Bowblax's whole career is archival. He archives tweets. That's his thing. He makes Twitter verses. So when he goes out of his way to try to manipulate and convince people into deleting people archiving Bowblax's fuck ups, now it's like it's pretty. It doesn't make sense. He's contradicting himself here. And I haven't really covered this death spiral before, and I won't really cover it in full. You should probably watch other YouTubers for that, specifically Nicholas Diorio, because I think he's like the biggest player there. But I do want to cover this recent live stream, because what happened is, so Tipster, who was also ousted from the community, mainly for, well, the thing is, he just got himself out. He wanted to exit the community because he thought it was toxic, which I guess it is. I don't disagree with that it's toxic. But what he did is he then associated with like one of the biggest enemies of commentary and became a massive friend to them for no good reason, which didn't really make sense. So when Bowblax started getting canceled, when the shit hit the fan for Bowblax, and his friends started going after him, his former friends, Tipster showed up to take the W. He basically showed up to kind of walk on his corpse. And people were like, oh my god, Tipster W, Tipster won. And the reason they did that is because it was very unexpected. Before that, Tipster ignored all of them. He blocked them, he hated these people, he was very bad faith against all of them. Now he suddenly comes back and is like, big friends, big truce. Why is that? And I really think it was to just walk on Bowblax's corpse, because Tipster didn't really say a lot since he came back. He just kind of talked shit. And we're going to see that in this debate, because this is a confrontation between Bowblax and Tipster. 10 days ago, 11 days actually ago, Bowblax decided to live stream for some reason, and he just played Super Mario Sunshine, I think. It was really dumb because most of his audience hated him. There was a lot of hate in his chat, a lot of hate in his comments, although this is mostly about Tipster now. And you can see the dislike ratio is also not negative and not good, even though it's probably biased. So Bowblax, while doing this stream, decided to confront Tipster because Tipster showed up in chat. So let's see how it actually went, because Bowblax could have gotten big W's here. But he didn't. Spoiler alert. So let's see why.
Wait, okay, first, before we call Tip, I need to get to an easy level, dude. I need to, like, play Bianco Hills or some shit. I need to get back to Delfino Plaza, man. Tip!
Hello, how's it going?
Hello, dude, the great...
So the guy who's playing and live streaming, yeah, that's Bowblax. For those who don't know, again, he did Twitterverses. He does Twitterverses, which is basically a YouTube channel, YouTube show, where all he does is archive tweets. I can just show any video of his. All he does is pull up tweets and read them. My recommended is so fucked. Oh my god, he's not even showing up in search. Where is his channel? What the fuck? Where is his channel? There's this Mayo Monkey channel. There we go. I had to go to his Mayo Monkey channel to find his real channel. Okay, so he covered Twitter versus Lunchly, which makes sense. Damn, it's pretty old though. Does he make shorts? Anyway. And, well, you can see he basically covers... What he does is he covers drama, and he covers it by reading people's tweets.
Look, for several hours now...
That's one tweet.
...has been living since it happened.
There's more tweets.
With this...
I can't believe
he's just reading tweets. That's all he does. However, he's also been trying to have a personality outside of that, which hasn't been very successful because he isn't very interesting outside of that. He doesn't have consistent takes. He's had a history of drama before that painted him out as pretty bad faith, like not very trustworthy. And because of that, his main way of getting income from the internet was making Twitterverses. Meanwhile, Tipster was also a drama YouTuber, primarily a drama live streamer. However, he first gained a start on YouTube by talking about gaming, and he actually grew a lot while doing that gaming, unlike Bowblax, who basically... Bowblax also started with gaming, but he never really became popular while doing that gaming. And yeah, both of them are pretty similar in that regard, although Tipster doesn't do Twitterverses. He just covers drama, and ever since he ousted himself from the commentary community, he started talking about politics and, like, I think true crime, which is not... Like, if you want to moralize over drama being terrible, true crime is also not that good, and politics is extremely toxic, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So both of them get in the call and try to confront each other.
Reunion, dude. What do you have to say to me, bro?
Welcome to the LGBTQ CIA agenda.
Yes.
So what are the pronouns these days?
Any, but you can call me he.
Keep in mind that Bowblax, he was secretly non-binary until last month, when he leaked himself being non-binary, basically. It was private. He leaked himself being non-binary to get one up on another YouTuber. And it failed because it didn't make any sense. But even though he's non-binary, he's using the exact same pronouns as before. So the only thing that's changed is he's saying his own gender is indecisive. He doesn't sway either way, even though he still recommends people to use he, him for him. Just that now he accepts any pronouns. Meanwhile, Tipster, he was pansexual, which was also secret until it was outed in a drama. It's pretty dumb. But I don't think that means a lot. And and the thing is, in general, when it comes to sexuality, it's not a major issue. I don't really care. It's just that with Bowblax, when we look into his, if you looked into his DMs with Nicholas Diorio, where he basically, there's some weird fetishization with like there's some weird fetishes he shows. He also makes it tries really hard to convince other people that he's not gay, and you'll see that right now. Actually, let's watch it.
I'll call you whatever you want. I'll call you whatever you want.
Whatever you want. I don't have a preferred. I genuinely don't have a preferred right now. But so you can just call me he. That's fine. It's probably easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. But yeah, I just like when I showed up in chat, it seemed like you had some things to say, so I thought I'd.
Well, of course, if Tip comes in with the fucking check mark on Mayo Monkey, I have to fucking respond, bro. But
yeah, Big Tip laying his dick down in the chat,
yeah,
just
Big
for
Tip
everybody to see, right?
Yeah, I wish you fucking laid your big cock down in the fucking. That's not weird.
Whoa, where you going with this? Okay,
I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
I'm not gay. I swear, I'm not gay.
Okay. I wish you came in the chat like
I don't know.
earlier,
I hear you be liking some dicks these days, which is fine, by the way. No judgment. No.
I've
judgment
always said
whatsoever.
I like the lady cock. I've always said that.
By the way, people knew that for a while. It's just that it became really obvious during this drama, but people knew that for a while, especially during that situation where it was revealed that Bowblax was like super grossly into mayonnaise. If you've seen the clips of him literally licking and eating mayonnaise off his hand, like that's how much he loves mayonnaise.
Oh, okay. Fair. But
there's a clip on Commentary Aids where basically Bowblax is asked a question, basically a bunch of sexual questions involving mayonnaise, and yeah, those really make it obvious, like that he was into female cock at that point.
yeah. So what do you want to talk about now that you got me in the call?
Why did you defend Vosh?
This is a very big, like probably the biggest issue that Tipster has generated for himself early this year. So it's a good question. Let's see what Tipster says.
Okay. Like, honestly, I just said some really stupid shit. I can own it. Like, I was like really fucking retarded. And like I did a really bad job of articulating my point, and I made myself look like a fucking idiot. So
do you think you could articulate your point like better now, or are you just like kind of giving up on that?
I honestly I choose not to talk about it anymore. If I were to summarize my position now, it's
Okay, so Tipster opened up with the thing is he conceded in a way, and it was a good concession. The issue, it doesn't really solve the issue, because what happened is he said it was dumb for him to actually say what he said, and he won't say it anymore. That's fair. The issue is that if you think it's dumb, why not correct it? You're not even choosing to correct your take, because just so that I refresh your memory, in the beginning of this year, Vosh, another popular it's a popular leftist Twitch streamer, he accidentally showed a folder of porn on his computer, and one of those images, it was basically a lot of horse porn, but at least one of those images was identified as having lolicon. So Vosh was ousted for having lolicon on his computer, which was obviously a major immoral issue. And these leftist YouTubers, including Tipster, have a moral issue with lolicon. But for some reason, Tipster's take wasn't that he had lolicon on his computer. That wasn't the issue for Tipster. He just said it was dumb that he had porn on his computer, period. He should have had it on his phone instead, which is a really strange take, because okay, you can say that it's weird to have it on your computer and not a phone, but what about the obvious big elephant in the room that is the moral issue of lolicon? Why are you just ignoring that? And yeah, that was the big controversy. Then H3H3 made a podcast making fun of Vosh's previous takes, where it sounded like Vosh was defending the existence of CP when he was just trying to make a dumb argument to make himself sound smart. And even though H3H3 Productions played a lot of in-context clips, for some reason Tipster claimed that it was out of context and tried really hard to defend Vosh. So now Tips, and keep in mind, there was no reason for Tipster to do that because he wasn't friend with Vosh. Vosh didn't know who the fuck Tipster was. And if anything, Tipster was actually making Vosh look worse. So there was no good reason for Tipster to enter this drama. He could have just stood silent and not entered the fight. So now that Tipster is saying, yeah, it was dumb for me to involve myself. Yeah, that's correct. But are you going to correct your previous takes?
I don't think like Vosh is like any like threat to children or anything like that.
So he's not a pedophile.
But as far as like, should he have had that stuff on his computer? No. I think it was really fucking dumb to have that on his computer.
Really dumb. It's very similar to what he said back in the day. Really dumb. It's not bad. It's not immoral that he had it on his computer. It's dumb. Why would you have it on your computer? You should have it on your phone, bro. Why not? Why? Just put lolicon on your phone. That's a better way to do it. Yeah, that doesn't that's not a very good response in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, do you think he's like attracted to kids or attracted to the shit that he had on his he obviously downloaded that to like jerk off to it, right? Like
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
like,
if
What do you mean you don't know? Why would you have that on your computer?
it's those
Along with other images of porn. It's obviously to use it.
images, like, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't be comfortable having a kid around them.
no, I
Like,
mean, I think
maybe,
that's fair.
maybe he won't fucking like. I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't trust someone like that around my kid when they have a like lolly on their computer. What the fuck?
So far, Bowblax is correct. But it doesn't mean, Bowblax is correct so far. Let's see how it goes.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's like a
honestly,
pretty...
like I honestly, I think that's fair. Like, I think that people have like a right to like question, like, what the fuck was that shit doing on his computer? Like,
But he's still abstaining from actually condemning it. So I don't think it's unreasonable to assume he has the same take as before. It's just that he's trying hard not to argue about it, which is smart, but I think it's easier to just concede on that point unless you actually didn't change your opinion at all.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Was that not the answer you expected me to have?
It looks like that's not the answer he expected because Bowblax has no response.
I didn't know what you were gonna answer.
But you expected some kind of response, Bowblax, didn't you?
No, it's like.
So that
Then why
wasn't-
did
that
then why
wasn't
did
the
you
answer.
then why did you go like so far out of your way to like defend Vosh?
Okay.
My biggest issue with and if you look at my original tweet, my biggest issue with the Voss situation with Ethan Klein was that some of his like clips were being like misrepresented, and that was like my biggest issue with it. As far as like the stuff on his computer, my position has
You could argue that, although I don't think his clips were misrepresented.
always been that that shit should not have been on his computer. Like, he says it was an accident. I know everybody doesn't buy that. My position is like,
Do you buy that?
I can give him the benefit of the doubt
What?
on that, but if it happens again, then it's like, okay, well, what the fuck, dude? It was an accident last time. Is it?
So this is very similar to... So here's the thing. This is not the first lolicon drama Tipster was in. In fact, he's had 3. And I have them open in separate tabs. So the first drama is relevant to this, which is when Tipster's e-girlfriend... Tipster used to associate with a lot of girls in the community. That's a big... He tried to be very sexual. But basically, Tipster's friend was found. She liked an image, a post on Twitter that was basically... It's very safe to assume that it was lolicon. It wasn't explicit, but it was extremely close to being explicit. Like, it was super close. And I think it's lolicon. I think most normal people would agree that it's lolicon, but Tipster didn't.
Like a fart in church.
I see the usual suspects are trying to call someone out for liking lolly when they don't know what the fuck lolly actual is. I think he doesn't know what the fuck lolly is. He then spent time arguing with people about like the aspects of the image which didn't make sense because his arguments are typical shit that you would hear an actual like pedophile say. He was like, "How do you know the context? Do you know the age of the character? Do you know the lore behind them? Who fucking cares?" A lolicon artwork is if it looks like a little prepubescent child. Why the fuck do you need the lore or the artist's approval to judge that? You can judge it for yourself. If it looks like a child, it's a fucking lolicon artwork. And it's immoral. It shouldn't be there. So why is Tipster giving the benefit of the doubt here? I don't get it. And how did Vosh quote unquote not know? You just look at it. All you need to do is look at it. And he obviously did because he downloaded it onto his computer. How do you not know the shit you download?
On that, but if it happens again, then it's like, okay, well, what the fuck, dude? It was an accident last time. Is it an accident this time too? But as far as like my biggest thing was those clips were like taken insanely out of context. But
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
The thing is, those clips they were all political because again, the clips where Vanch was trying to make an argument. Oh, you could make an argument on why CP is good, and he was actually trying to make an argument on like different forms of politics or something. Just stupid shit like that. He tried to sound smart. It didn't work well, and like that was explained to death. I think H3, who allegedly took clips out of context and misrepresented them, also made it obvious what it was. He didn't misrepresent them, in my opinion. But I'm not gonna go into that in more detail.
thing is, like, with an accident, right? For this scenario, how many like processes do you have to go through in order to accidentally have lolly CP horse porn on your boulder to show on stream? Like, how many how many mistakes had to happen in a row for that to happen? Like, it's pretty. That's like my main issue with your thing is like you say it's an accident, but how the fuck can it be an accident when it's literally like downloaded and all these steps you have to go through, right?
Okay.
no, I think that these are valid questions. I think that like it's fine to question like why did that shit get on your computer and how do you accidentally download that? No, I think that those are fair questions to have.
Yeah, and those
Okay.
were always the questions I had on like the bully streams and everything. So
On the bully streams, where he bullied Tipster, not Vosh.
okay, you agree with me then? Okay, well there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, anything else you want to ask me about? Because I mean, you got a golden opportunity here. You got big tip on your
Well,
stream.
you got a golden opportunity. I've said more about you than you've said about me. So
No,
what
I
do you
mean,
say
like
to
when
me?
I showed up in chat, you had a lot to say. So like,
Well,
I'm just-
all I talked about, all I alluded to was like the defending Vosh thing, which I still think was horrible, and you agree. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
I made myself look like a fucking idiot.
That's what I
I
said.
had a big problem of going out on a limb for people to like defend them and stuff like that when I probably shouldn't even got in.
So this is true as well because this is not. Again, I said there's three controversies, and first controversy with the e-girl, Tipster had no reason to get involved. The only person who's being attacked was the e-girl, was Roman Dump. That was Tipster's friend, but Tipster inserted himself into that.
Involved.
Yeah. Oh, someone's
I
bringing
mean-
a good. Oh, sorry. you
But, I
continue.
mean, I'd say it was what the fuck was that dude's name? Ding Dong or whatever. It's almost like I shouldn't have gotten involved with that for you.
So I don't know what this is about, but apparently this is a situation where Tipster defended Bowblax from that person. So he got into a drama that wasn't involved with him, with a person named Ding Dong. That name sounds stupid, but he fought with Ding Dong to defend Bowblax.
Like that was your situation to deal with, and I shouldn't have gotten involved with it, right?
Wait, how does Vosh and Ding Dong?
No. I'm just no. What I'm saying is,
I don't understand how Bowblax can draw the conclusion because Tipster, not in the conclusion but the link, because Tipster, like, there's an obvious link. Tipster was known for getting into dramas and defending people he had no reason to defend. They didn't know him. They weren't involved with him. There was no reason to defend them. And now Tipster's bringing up how one of those people was Bowblax. So, and Bowblax is like,
Like, I had a bad habit of getting involved in situations that I didn't need to be involved in, right? And so that was just another example of something that I got involved in that I didn't need to be involved in, right?
Sure.
Oh wait, but the reason that I got involved in that is because you DM'd me, like, asking me to put that clip up. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I got involved in that situation.
It sounds like Tipster realized it, like, on the spot, but I'm pretty sure he was, like, he had this planned. He was gonna try and act almighty.
The Vosh situation?
No, Ding Dong. With Ding Dong.
When you
You remember when you DM'd me asking you to put
Yeah.
up the clip of the Ding Dong thing because you're like, man, everybody's giving me shit about this, and
Yeah.
holy shit, man, like,
Yeah.
can you put up that clip so that, like, I could just, I don't want to talk about it anymore, so I'll just point to this thing where I can just say, look at your video if people give me a hard time about it. You remember that?
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about it?
I'm just saying that there was another situation where I got involved in something that I really didn't need to be involved in, right?
You regret getting.
Can you tell me?
making a video on Ding Dong?
Can I ask you about something now?
Sure.
Yeah.
What was up with the whole, like, hey man, just DMing you to let you know, if anybody ever comes to you and says that I'm, like, talking shit behind your back or whatever, it's just jokes and memes, man. It's like just jokes and memes.
Because you DM'd me asking about that.
No, I didn't. I didn't
recall.
actually. You just randomly, like, mentioned that in my DMs. I never asked you about that.
I'm pretty sure you were DMing me in response to like a stream where there was like some. bullying
No,
on there.
that's not what happened at all.
Do you want to bring? Should we bring up the DMs?
I mean, you can bring them up if you want. I tweeted them out. They're on my Twitter. Feel free to.
So now I want to actually look at those DMs because I've never seen them. I think Tipster might have posted them. So let me switch to a different account because Tipster has me blocked, and let me see if I can update. Not update. If I can find those DMs. Let's check it out. So far, I don't see anything. Okay, he posted some DMs, but those are not like what they're talking about here. So this
Log on. You guys
okay, this is too old. All right, that I can't find him. I think he didn't actually post them at all. So we can disregard that. They were not posted.
Bring them up.
are.
It was literally just let me. You know what? Sure, let's bring them up. Let's fucking bring them up, dude.
Okay.
Tipster sounds so confident.
Let's see.
Bring up Chris and Shadman out. Oh yeah, that was really weird. Defending Chris Tyson.
This is probably the worst thing Tipster can be pinned on. This is another defense of Lolicon. If you don't remember, oh god, what the hell? Oh, it switched to my other account. Oh well. Alright, so here's what happened. The commentary community knew for a while. So Mr. Beast's friend, Chris Tyson, he had a bit of a controversial history. And this was before the Mr. Beast Doc Pack drama that happened in summer of this year. You can see by the date, commentary community knew about this for a really long time. Much longer than mainstream. So they already criticized Chris Tyson for that. Now, because Tipster, the guy who quit commentary, still covered drama and still knew about what they were talking about, had a really weird defense for Chris Tyson. So, this is a clip Nick Diorio edited together. It's a pretty short video, but it explains pretty well what happened.
Also, Chris from Mr. Beast, right? He got exposed for posting Lolly. The artist is the same artist that drew my daughter.
So he's just flashing shit to point out, like, degenerate fetishes associated with the lolicon being shown.
At the time, Keemstar's daughter was only 7 years old. On November 18th, 2016, Chad continued his trend of drawing real-life lolly art when he drew Lieutenant Corbus posed sexually with a microphone. Keep in mind that this girl was new to being a
I don't even
celebrity
want to
at the
have it
time,
full
and
screen.
once again, was
So
just 11 years old. In a post from October 5th, 2010, Chad writes that he was forced to remove all pornographic images from his site because of laws in Switzerland that prohibited depicting underage people in art.
Like, there's so much proof that Chris was into it. And hold on, you see that? And yet they're still together because Mr. Beast supports his friend at Chris the way real friends do.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for Mr. Beast's brand.
Now let's see what Tipster thinks.
Alright guys, so as you know, there's been a lot of people on the internet making a big deal about the fact that Chris Tyson from the Mr. Beast crew came out as gender non-conforming recently, and they're trying to like make a lot of outrage and drama surrounding somebody basically just trying to live their life. But it's gotten to the point where people started digging into like old tweets of theirs and stuff like that to find some reason to cancel them. And the latest thing is that apparently Chris Tyson is a pedophile because he made some edgy jokes about lolly and kids. Now, I gotta be honest, they're not the kind of jokes that I personally would make, but we've literally gotten to the point where making edgy jokes...
Yeah, dude, it's such an edgy joke where you literally go out of your way to buy a lolicon poster and put it in your living room. That is such an edgy joke where you put, like, child porn on your wall. Jesus.
Makes you a pedophile. I kid you not, that's how low the bar for pedophilia has become. At this point, give it like a month or two, and you'll be considered a pedophile just for breathing the same air as children.
Amazing. Fucking wonderful. There's another clip where Tipster was shown the art, and Tipster said that it wasn't like, it didn't look like lolicon, it looked like Belle Dauphine, like petite or some shit like that. Which is, well, that's some really weird defense. It's like you're like trying to assume, I don't know, it's like, I don't think most people would agree on that. I think for most people it looked like a child. So, yeah, this situation is probably the worst one for Tipster. So, Bowblax has a big opportunity to push him on this. Let's see how well he does.
Very.
I already addressed that on Tommy's stream. There's no defending Chris Tyson anymore.
Dude,
so, I mean,
well, you say you have like
Anymore. You heard that? He said anymore, which implies this happened because of a drama in summer, where, keep in mind, the commentary community didn't know about the allegations with the minor and those DMs in the Discord server. Not DMs, but like messages in the Discord server. So Tipster is saying for that reason, he's not defensible, which means he still thinks lolicon isn't bad, that he bought and hanged onto his wall.
a tendency of like you know, getting involved in situations that you shouldn't, which I agree. But why?
Wait,
is
I thought
all
we were
this...
gonna bring up the DMs. I thought we were gonna bring up the DMs right now, bro. I thought that's what we were doing. Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious. Well, we were talking about the.
And you can see that Bowblax just completely skipped that. He skimmed over probably the deadliest bullet for Tipster.
Shadman stuff in between, and you answered while you were bringing it up, so I didn't think you'd have an issue with talking about other things.
No, we can talk.
Okay, hold
That's
on.
what we were doing. Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious. Well, we were talking about the Shadman stuff in between, and you answered while you were bringing it up, so I didn't think you'd have an issue with talking about other things.
No, we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
But yeah, what I find curious is like you have a lot of like mistakes for like, you know, commenting on stuff you shouldn't, but everything you comment on that you shouldn't and you end up regretting involves like pedophilia and like sex with kids and lolly and stuff. What's up with that? Like Shadman, Vosh, you know, any other.
So here's the thing. It's like really common for people to make that comparison, but it's still like, it's coincidences. We're talking coincidences, not coincidences, but like connections, trends. They're not conclusive evidence. So you're just pushing him on speculation that, you seem to be defending a lot of people on pedophile topics, bro. What's up with that?
Other like the fucking rum thing, like all of your controversies that involve like lolly CP stuff. Like what's up with that?
Well, it's like I said on Tommy's stream, or like rather I agree with Tommy's position on it, is that like I got really tired of like people just like, it didn't take much to accuse somebody of being a pedophile. And so I took a stand on some positions that admittedly in hindsight I shouldn't have. Especially with the rum thing, because like I literally blew up.
The thing is, I think he would have been correct. I mean, not correct, but he would have, like, this would have been a sound idea if he was correct and not careless and didn't have dumb takes. Because right now his takes are suspect, and he hasn't corrected them properly. We haven't received a clarification that makes him sound good, like he has changed his mind or understood why he was wrong.
Up my own fucking career to defend her ass, and we all saw how that played out in the end.
So, Rum, the e-girl in that first drama I covered, so he just revealed that she threw Tipster under the bus as well, basically backstabbed him. So, I mean, sure, once again, correct. You shouldn't go to defend random people for no reason, especially when you're gonna lose in the argument and involve yourself in trauma that doesn't make sense to involve yourself in. But why does it matter? Like, not why does it matter? But why not correct your takes? That's what I mean.
She threw my ass under the bus as soon as she thought it was convenient for her. So
did you think it was like not fair to call someone a pedo if they have like drawn like lolly CP? Like it's okay if it's a cartoon, like what? Because you're saying people are like wrongly calling people pedo or whatever, like Vosh or what have you. But they had like lolly CP, and that's kind of like the core thing. Like, do you see lolly CP as not something that's pedophilic, or?
No, that's never been my position. I think that
Okay.
I think Lolly is really fucked up, and I've never been in a position where like
Wait.
The issue is that if he believes that, there's a lot of inconsistencies that Bowblax can point out. He is failing so far to do that.
But then why do you go out of your way to like defend these people with like the lolly in particular and be like, oh, it's not that, like it's not, you know, you're like trying to
it's
like.
not
defend.
what.
Well,
It's not
you
what.
kind of act like you think it's not like that bad, like it's not like that pedophilic.
No, that's not my position at all. My
Then
position
why?
has always been pretty clear
Well,
that
you said your position was.
my
that...
thing is no. Like my position has never been that Lolly's okay or it's not a big deal. Like that's
But
somehow
your position,
like that's,
no, your position is that these people like Vought who get caught with lolly aren't really pedophiles. So do you think like if someone that's why I'm asking, because you're like, oh, people are too quick to call somebody a pedophile, but we find lolly CP and you're like, oh, that's not enough to call them a pedo. So like what's the disconnect there?
I also said that I jumped on some like really stupid situations that I didn't
He did not answer that question.
need to jump on. Like I can look back
Tipster did not answer that question. He's just talking about other shit now.
in hindsight at the Vosh situation and be like, yeah, that was a really fucking stupid
Yeah,
thing.
but
to
you
involve
said the
myself
reason
in.
you jumped onto it is because people are calling like people pedos unjustly, and you thought that those three people were being called pedo unjustly. They all happen to have like the lolly stuff involved, like, and you say it's a mistake, but like you consistently like over multiple years are making this mistake of specifically defending people who get caught with lolly by calling them not pedophiles. So that's why I bring this up, right?
Well, for me, like I said with the Vosh thing, is originally my statement on the Vosh thing is like, look, he says it was an accident to have that on his computer. I understand people don't buy that. Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but if it happens again, that motherfucker's on his own, right? My biggest issue with the Vosh thing wasn't even about the shit on his computer. It was about like his arguments from those clips being taken out of context. If you look at my original tweet, it specifically mentions.
Yeah, but you also got mad at like the lolly horse CP thing and the rum thing, and like you were also defending them on those things as well. So it's like, yeah, sometimes you defend people when it's not related to lolly CP, but like you did 3 times. So I don't know why you talking about like Vosh's other thing kind of takes away from you defending the lolly thing when you also did that.
Because I didn't really give a defense. My whole position was I can give him the benefit of the doubt that
Is
like
the
he's
benefit
saying.
of the doubt. Why are you giving him benefit of the doubt? Is there like a 3-strike system with lolly in your head where it's like, well, if they get caught with lolly 2 times
No,
or 3 times, it's fine. But the first time, well, 3 people got caught liking 3 people in 3 separate scenarios.
I already said my original position was retarded. Like, what do you want me to like?
So you made the same retarded position 3 separate times.
This isn't the gotcha that you think it is. This isn't the gotcha that you think it is.
No.
You don't sound good either, Tipster. You both sound dumb.
I'm trying to get
my argument was retarded.
Okay, so you defended CP 3 times because you're retarded.
What? Okay. Yeah. I mean, if that's what you need to like make yourself feel good about this, like I guess so. Whatever.
No, I'm like,
that's fine.
Don't you see the pattern and the consistency? Isn't that?
I think your take, the defense, still lingers, even if you say your previous take was dumb because you didn't explain why it was dumb. You didn't explain what the good take was.
Happened once. It's twice. It's 3 times, 3 separate times of you saying, "Oh well, they're not actually like maybe like they could be on the way to, but they're not actually like full pedo. Like I can get benefit of the doubt to Rom, I can get benefit of the doubt to Vosh, I can get benefit of the doubt to Shadman with that disgusting like lolly art that fucking Chris had. You know, like why? It's like a pattern. It's not just once or twice, bro. But I mean, if your explanation's that you were just retarded, that's fine. I can accept that 100%. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like,
I
don't you
made-
see what I'm getting at with like the pattern though? Like,
I mean, like, I don't like. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm telling you, yeah, I was really fucking stupid.
okay,
That's like, there's no need to like argue this point because I'm like, yeah, I had a really dumb position and I defended some really stupid shit.
okay.
I don't like Tipster's response here because he could have just given the correct take and destroyed Bowblax. Bowblax would have looked bad because Bowblax did not do that. Bowblax did not correct himself with his own issues. He's now just trying to pin Tipster and failing because there's a lot of things Tipster's saying that's not addressed that could be addressed. And Tipster is saying, oh, I no longer defend this. I think it was really dumb, blah, blah, blah. But, like, okay. So what's what amend your take. Because we still have the only thing we know about your opinion is the previous shit that you now think is dumb. So what about now? I think the issues from before still linger. I think your previous bad takes are still around.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that's that. Well, at least,
So-
yeah. Well, okay.
So do you want to talk about these like DMs now?
Sure.
Okay, so like in these DMs, like I didn't bring up anything in regards to, you know, you talking shit or whatever. You literally just randomly popped up. Also, I'm reading your DMs right now. Also, for full transparency, so you don't feel backstabbed or anything. I do meme about you in private sometimes. Nothing hateful though. Just joking around. Would say the same stuff to your face because let's be real, some of your tweets are like crusty. So like,
Yeah.
what I
sure.
find interesting about this is like you go from okay these things are jokes, but then all of a sudden you do these like cringy bully streams for like the past year, and all of a sudden those jokes they're not jokes anymore.
When
They're like
did they
they're like
stop
valid
being
criticisms
jokes?
now. They're like valid
When did I
criticisms all of a
say-
sudden.
I still made the same jokes about you back then as I did now, and there were always
Right,
jokes.
but back
Because
then they were just jokes, and you weren't like being like a
they are
backstabber or
still
anything.
jokes.
But now it's like a valid like but they're jokes rooted in a valid criticism now. Now that like you know
What
we had
can
our
you
falling out.
can you specify like something in particular?
I mean, there's a lot of things that you said in those streams. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm not gonna go back and
Keep in mind that this is all pretty old shit. The issue is that if Tipster doesn't specify something, he can't exactly own Bowblax on this.
I'm not gonna like note down every fucking thing you ever said in a
Well,
bully
then why
stream.
you?
But I just
Why,
find it.
I just want one example because you're like upset that like I said something in the past that was a joke and now I'm taking it seriously. Can you give me an example of one time that I did that? I mean, you're upset, so you must have like at least one example in mind, right? If this is a point you're bringing up, right?
I guess one thing we can use as an example is the fact that like you tried to like insinuate like as a joke before that my whole connection to Keffels was because I was trying to like get in her pants or some shit, and then like on the bully streams all of a sudden there's like some legitimacy to that.
So the question is whether you think Bowblax thought it was a joke, because to me all of that, from all people, were jokes. Including Bowblax probably, but I don't know. I haven't watched Bowblax's coverage. I haven't watched Bowblax's Tipster bully streams. I didn't watch that. For bullying Tipster, I watched Nicholas Diorio.
I never said there was any legitimacy to that.
I don't know. You ran with it quite a bit to the point where it seems like
Really?
you thought that it was like a genuine criticism, or at least the way you
A
represented it. You made it
criticism.
seem-
Well, you wanting to get in Keffel's pants wouldn't be criticism. That'd be just something you'd want to do. It's always been a joke because you fucking defend Keffels all the time. Clara, I love Clara. Oh my god, Clara's my best friend. Clara did this. Clara did that.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny
Yeah,
as shit.
she was my friend, and we still are. I went to bat for her
Yeah,
the same
it's
way
fucking
I went to
but
bat
the
for-
way you went to bat for her was fucking
went to bat for-
cringy,
I
so I
went to
made
bat
fun
for
of
her.
it.
Oh, was it cringy when I went to bat for you? Like with Ding Dong? Because I went to bat for you
No.
a lot of times too.
Did you hear that? No. I think he said no, but like in a very...
Oh, was it cringy when I went to bat for you? Like with Ding Dong? Because I went to bat for you a
No.
lot of times too. I also defended you on Black Lives Matter and like a bunch of stuff in the past because you were my boy. So why is it cringe when it's you and it's not, or it's cringe when it's Keffels, but it's not cringe when it's you?
Dude, you were fucking tweeting about her all the time.
You just ignored that. Why did you ignore that, Bowblax? That sounds pretty valid. Now, to be fair, I don't know... Like, I think Tipster defended Keffels so hard to the point, like, many times it didn't seem to make sense. Like, why would you do that? Why would you defend her so hard? I don't know if he did that with Bowblax, but who knows? Tipster has always been pretty crusty and funny on Twitter. He might have said that. He might have done that. He might have constantly defended Bowblax too. I don't remember. I don't know.
Your icon is literally her little wiggler thing.
What does that have to do with anything that Tipster just said, bro? What does that have to do with anything that Tipster just said?
You're fucking upset that you're basically Keffels too.
No, it's
you basically
it's
tried
my
to
own
copy your
Wiggler.
channel.
You like my Wiggler? My Wiggler's
It's
based,
based
dude.
on
My
Keffels.
Wiggler looks like a fucking Chad.
You literally changed your whole channel to basically be what Keffel's channel was. You're addicted to her, bro. Like way more than you were
I am?
like friends with me. Yeah.
Damn, dude, I didn't know. Holy shit.
Yeah, well maybe if you fucking look at like all your tweets and search up how many times you fucking said Clara or Keffels in your fucking videos, you'd fucking know. Dude, are you like
You expecting the deflection where he's like, "Oh, what about you? What about when that was with you?" Coming from Tipster, isn't coming. It's like 1 centimeter away.
retarded? Are you playing dumb? Dude,
No.
you were like tweeting about Clara every day.
And Bowblax just feels so giddy when it's just not earned. He earlier said that Tipster coming back and people seeing W's was stolen valor. Bowblax right now is stolen valor.
I get being friends with someone, but
Oh, why?
every day, multiple tweets about like, of course I'm gonna make jokes about you wanting to fuck her. What? Like, of course I'm gonna make jokes.
So does that
Well,
mean
who
does that
wouldn't?
mean when I was like I had your back and I was like tweeting about you and stuff? and
There
you
it
were
You're
cool,
is.
did I fuck you
tweeting
too?
about me every
Did I,
day.
did I want to fuck you too? Did I want you to bottom for me? Is that what was going on?
Are you retarded?
But the point just didn't register in Bowblax's mind. It just did not register at all. So his only response is, are you retarded?
No.
We already know you did admit you were retarded with like the fucking before, so that's
No,
the,
no,
like,
it's just
explanation
like
for
I guess like by your logic, if I tweeted about you a lot or whatever, if I showed you a lot of support, which I did back in the day, I guess that means I wanted to bottom for you, or do you
yeah,
want to
I'd
bottom
be
for
like,
me,
I'd
or,
be like,
what's-
I'd be
what's
like,
the deal?
Tips
I wanted to
fucking
fuck you.
slurping my cock on Twitter, dude.
This is the real LGBTQ CIA agenda that's happening right now.
That's what I'd be like.
Sorry, Bowblax, you're not my type. You're not my type, Bowblax.
Okay. Yeah, you're okay. I'm not.
I-
Interested.
I-
I'm
I
not
saw-
interested in fucking.
They're both trying to use their own sexualities to own each other, but it just looks pathetic because both of them are probably Coomers, and we know that.
I smell too clean and fresh. I'm not like that dirty person. that you
Sorry, I
slept
don't
with at
have
one
I
time.
don't have a fucking.
My
like,
IQ
fat
level was
fetish,
it's
sorry.
dumb high. My IQ level was
Not
189.
That's okay.
That is
I'll
a very
survive.
high IQ. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll survive. By the way, what was up with like the Keffels thing where we had the conversation, the three of us, and you were like, "Oh yeah, everything's cool," and that was like the best outcome we could have had or whatever. But then like when everybody started coming at me and acting like I backstabbed you or whatever, then suddenly you like, "Oh, you
Dude,
acted like
you
a
were the
stupid
one in
animal."
DMs who were like, if you don't want to be my friend anymore, fine, bye, bye, all the time. It's because
Again, we don't have any DMs. I checked. Tipster did not publish any DMs, and I don't think Bowblax would publish them either. But maybe I should check Bowblax too. The point is, I don't think we have any DMs, so we don't have anything to go off of. So it's just people, they're both accusing each other now.
it's fucking ridiculous, dude.
You didn't answer my question. You kind of deflected right there. Why was it that you were telling me in private that you were happy with that conversation?
I
everything
was happy
good,
with that
but then-
conversation.
So then why was it that like okay, I reached
I
out
was
to you the next day because so I reached out to you the next day because everybody was shitting on me talking about how I backstabbed you or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I was fine
And-
with the fucking combo. Because I.
So I reached out to you to tell you, look, dude, I'm sorry if you felt like that was something bad, then like I legitimately feel bad for that. But like, you're like, no, everything's cool, everything's fine. So I'm like, all right,
I
cool.
said I'm happy with the
Bowblax-
outcome of the stream, which I was. You looked like a dipshit.
Yeah,
And,
so,
I was
so
happy
I-
with the outcome.
So this is very interesting because Tipster reaches out and is cordial. He is cordial towards Bowblax. He says that if like I'm fine with you, I mean not fine, but like we can resolve our issues privately. Let's talk. And Bowblax says, I'm happy with the outcome of the stream. And now he says the reason he was happy is because Tipster looked like a bitch. So Tipster is being cordial, and Bowblax is being like, yeah, it went well, but I actually just hate you. You fucking suck. But he just doesn't say it directly to his face. He just uses this ambiguous term. I'm happy with how the conversation went.
Okay, that's not exactly how you said it. But-
That is exactly how I said it.
So then you did feel backstabbed.
Yes.
So why didn't you tell me that when I asked you that in DMs?
Why would I tell you?
You see what you?
What? Huh? Bro, you're talking privately, trying to resolve a drama, and now you're saying, why would I tell you if I have issues with you? What? So you didn't care about resolving it? You just wanted to shit on him? That's what it looks like. Why would you, okay.
See what people mean when they say that you do this like doublespeak thing, or you're not like fully honest with like how you feel or whatever, and you don't see how they can see that as dishonest?
No response at all. He's just silent. He has no response to that.
What?
Okay.
Bro, what the fuck
Yeah,
are you
Dude, Bowblax.exe just shut down. He crashed. Bowblax.exe crashed.
I think we're done here. I think you got a few dunks on me, and that's fine.
I'm not done.
No, I'm not done. Please don't run away, bro.
Like,
No.
I want my favorite punching bag. I want to have another 30 Tipster bully streams and then another lyrics bully stream.
you're not done. Okay, what do you have to say?
Smaggle.
Whoa, what was that? He just flashed his Discord. What was that?
You got a few dunks on me, and that's fine.
I'm not
But,
done.
like,
No.
You're not done. Okay, what do you-
I want to see that. Hey, Bowblax, since we are still friends over here, I have a message from DJ Screwdriver I would like for you to see. Okay. Okay. Bowblax, ask about Shadman before it's too late. Ask why he talked about the Shadman drawing of the miner being Belle Delphine-esque. Again, that's a valid point. The issue is that this is Smaggle's point now, so let's see.
Smaggle wants me to ask
He brought up Smaggle.
you. Ask about Shadman before
I'm not
it's too
answering
late.
anything about fucking Smaggle, okay? I'm not.
And that's pretty fair. Bowblax already asked about Shadman and didn't push on it because he failed to see the issues. He doesn't want to... He's lost in this debate. He thinks Tipster is just an easy punching bag, which this time he didn't decide to be an easy punching bag. He wasn't very strong in the debate, but still, like, especially towards the end, Tipster did kind of prove that Bowblax is two-faced, or rather establish further the case that Bowblax is two-faced, that he pretends he's nice in DMs at one point, and then 2 seconds later, shit talks about you on stream. The issue is, Smaggle is known as a troll. Everyone knows that Smaggle is a troll who literally sounds autistic. He sounds autistic. He is a troll. He does not like... He is known as the community retard. That's what everyone knows him as. So when Bowblax brings up Smaggle Daggle, Tipster, of course, is not going to engage because it's a troll. It's a known troll. Why would you engage with that? That's just dumb.
Here to talk to Smaggle. I was here to talk to you. My whole point is that everybody's right when they say
what did you...
Listen, my whole point is that everybody's right when they say that you do this dishonest double
Couldn't even make the Shadman point.
speak shit, and you'll be like in one person's DMs acting like you're buddy with them and everything's cool, and then you'll turn around and talk shit to somebody else. Like, this
I
is
would have
something
been
that...
cool with you if you didn't fucking backstab me.
What did I do?
Bro, are you fucking brain dead?
And he started a new group chat. I'm pretty sure this was with Aiden, and Tipster thought it was an ambush because this was a 1v1 this whole time. Now Bowblax has to bring in backup to try and circle Tipster, which is not going to go in his favor because Aiden is now going to go against Bowblax.
Tipster, he's not rejoining.
Hello.
Dude, what's up, Aiden? Dude, what's up, Aiden?
What's up? Did he... Why?
Well, when I added you, it created a new call, and Tipster would have to accept, so he's not accepting.
Why is Tippy dodging?
Yeah, I don't know. He's scared. He only wanted to talk to me. Notice how, like, when I said I have a question from Smaggle, he said, no, I'm talking to you. It's because he's confident in talking to me because I'm being shit on right now. He would never talk to me in any other circumstance. He's like...
That's probably true, but you also failed, Bowblax. You just because you're being shit on doesn't mean you have to fail. You could have won this confrontation. You had the chance, bro.
A little pussy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's part of the reason. But I'm also sure, like, I'm also sure like part of you is probably shitting on him to like get some of the attention off of you. So I think it's
Yep.
Well,
like
he's the one who came into my chat. I didn't like seek him out.
interesting. Well, yeah. I mean, I think actually didn't you seek him out? Didn't you like unblock him and stuff?
He did. Bowblax did unblock him, and they had this confrontation where Tipster basically rejected Bowblax in email. And so Bowblax pretended that he was trying to shit on Tipster the whole time, which everyone did not buy. Everyone disliked that.
Yeah, I unblocked him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So it seemed kind of more like you seeking him out than him seeking you out.
How was that me seeking him out by unblocking?
Well, because this is a guy you've like shat on like.
The reason it was you seeking him out is because you just got done getting ousted from the commentary community, and now you want to talk to the other dude who was ousted from the commentary community. Just turns out that Tipster wasn't very willing to take it lying down. He wasn't willing to make friends with you again.
Because I wanted to see, because he unblocked me, right? He unblocked me first, and then I wanted to unblock because I wanted to see his tweets about me. I wanted to see what he had to say. I wanted to see his reaction. So I'm like,
couldn't you have kept him blocked and still?
Well, I had him blocked because he had me blocked, and then when he unblocked me, I'm like, okay, well, there's no reason I have him blocked anymore, and I want to see what he has to say. So.
And who was the first one to like contact? Like, did he contact you or did you contact him?
He contacted me via email to ask like if the email to him was really me, because remember that person did like the fake Bowblax like email to him or whatever. So he reached out to me and asked if it was me.
That was okay. So all right, it's interesting. I think that I don't know. It kind of like from other people's perspective, it feels like you're kind of like being buddy to him because it was like the only place for you to like turn in this scenario.
Nah.
But
I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep watching the Aiden segment. We'll see, because Aiden was probably a lot more successful at pushing Bowblax, but Aiden knew what he was doing. I'm just gonna probably just agree with Aiden in general and not really add that much.
I'll be charitable on that front. I know
If I was buddy with him, my bully streams would be down.
Yeah, I know we've spoken about some things in private, and I'm respecting your wishes and not leaking the call.
That did not stay true for too long. The call was leaked.
Thank you.
But I want to ask about some things publicly.
Sure.
Nothing
do it.
private. So
The call was leaked, but the private shit was removed from it.
just now, on the record, like you'll admit that because on Augie's stream, right, you admitted that the BPD diagnosis never was made.
It
right?
was speculation on my part, yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't speculation because like you were saying it pretty conclusively in like Tommy C's DMs.
Yeah, I said it conclusively in to 3 people, yeah.
This is not true, but again, I think Aiden is gonna find that out, because he said it. So Bowblax said that he was speculating about BPD to his friends, which is not true because he speculated it to Alex Gekmo, some rando. He's basically the commentary reaper, but he's not friends with any major creators. He's just like some random person in the community. So is that guy your friend? Who's obviously not your friend. You hate him, and you both argued. So why would you tell him that? And by the way, it wasn't like speculation. He said it as a matter of fact. Like it was 100% that he had BPD, which was a lie. He was not diagnosed at all.
Yeah, so that's like a little more than speculation.
Yeah,
But
yeah, for sure.
when you went into Augie's streams and were taking accountability for that, were you genuinely sorry?
I felt bad because like I feel like I shouldn't have said that because it gave people like the wrong idea or worried about me in like I don't know. I should have just said like mental illness. I don't regret like mentioning that I've been having issues, but I regret mentioning BPD specifically.
Okay, you regret mentioning BPD. So my question is, as you're like taking accountability for mentioning BPD, and you've admitted this to me in private, and I found out you admitted it on your members only stream, you're then attributing like your behavior and everything to a manic episode.
Okay, I think I'm done. Just so that, oh yeah, this is a funny moment. But basically, Aiden asks what mania is to Bowblax, and Bowblax doesn't know how to answer because he pretends that he was diagnosed, but he doesn't know what the symptoms are and what it looks like and what mania is. So how would you be diagnosed with something you don't really understand? If you must have been to a doctor. You should have talked to a doctor. You should have felt it firsthand what it feels like. But he failed to explain it, and then showed on stream himself looking up what the definition was, which was hilarious because it showed that he was lying. He didn't know what mania was. Hold on. There's like a shot that's visible. Okay, not this. Wait. Oh, so Tipster did post receipts. Okay. Interesting. Oh, cool. Thanks. Now I can see this guy's tweets. Let's see. Can I find those? It's September 19th or something. There we go. It's probably here. No, it's not here. Where is it? Where is it? Bowblax mixed messages receipts. With my email response to Josh making the rounds, some people have understandably had questions. What happened? Okay. With my email response to Josh making the rounds, some people have understandably had questions about this part of it and have asked for some receipts, so I figured I'd just post a thread with them here. What's this? New from Answer. Also, it's interesting hearing people talk about how you were extremely dishonest with them and kept sending them mixed messages because that sounds a hell of a lot like our last interaction. Okay, I think this is what Tipster sent to Bowblax. I don't intend to do a full DM leak or anything like that. I'm only sharing what's relevant to this topic. Several people expressed concerns with Josh being dishonest with them or sending mixed signals. I'm just confirming that I have also experienced this during our friendship. Below are receipts for the examples I mentioned in the email. Josh admitting to talking shit on streams and in DMs, but claiming it's just jokes. So we don't know what date this is, but Bowblax says, also, for full transparency, so you don't feel backstabbed or anything, I do meme about you in private sometimes. Nothing hateful though, just joking around. Would say the same stuff to your face too. Now it looks like Tipster didn't say anything before that. I don't know, like you can see that there's some faint like highlight here, close to this arrow. Like there's another message by Josh up there. So I don't know if Tipster prompted that or if it's just random. Because if it is random, then Tipster's correct about what he said in the debate. Cause let's be real, some of your tweets are crusty, lol. I don't care, dude. I am who I am. Take it or leave it, lol. I've embraced the crust, lol. Lol, same. I love your crust too. What does that mean? I love your crust too. It's like Tipster posting the tweet, women love the jiggly jiggly. I love your crust too. I just wanted to let you know, in case someone is like, Josh is talking shit on stream and in DMs. Yeah, it's true, but it's just goofy shit, not serious critiques. Heart emoji, heart reaction by Tipster. Yeah, no worries. I know how to is. People always clip shimp and shit to try and start shit. And that got a like from Josh. So this is a real interaction that happened. But we don't know when it happened, what the date is. Our conversation about the stream with myself, Josh, and Claire. Context: I was being heavily criticized the next morning after that stream by people stating that they believed I backstabbed Josh. Just to clarify, this is when Bowblax's alt account called Mine's Bigger Robin Horsecock was found out. when the Robin Horsecock account was found out. And Tipster and Keffels both criticized Bowblax. Well, I think it was Keffel. I'm not sure how involved Tipster was, but Caffels definitely was like the main person because she said she felt unsafe from the shit that Bowblax said on that alternate account, which I think is pretty dumb, but whatever. So I reached out to him to apologize if he felt that way, and he stated that he didn't and that we weren't on good terms. Yet he allowed the attacks to continue with no comment clarifying this publicly. Let's pull up some music again. Alright. Call into my stream, cause I'm just being honest. I'm kinda pissed. Okay, call. Just a heads up, I will probably turn that convo into a video. Cool? Sure. I'm genuinely glad we had that talk. Wait. Oh. So this was after the call. You can see by the time. I'm genuinely glad we had that talk. Same. I'm making thigh crystal fucking clear right now. This tweet is not aimed at you. There's 2 tweets linked. Never mind, I deleted it. It's not even worth fighting over. The only thing I was trying to do last night was to ask you to keep me out of the drama between you and Keffels, and once we got that out of the way, I wanted to try and have you to have a talk so you can resolve your misunderstanding, and I think we did that. I failed to see how everyone thinks that's a bad thing. That was a bad thing. If that conversation came off as anything other than that, then I sincerely apologize to both you and Clara, but that's all I was trying to do. I really am genuinely sorry if that conversation came off as anything other than trying to help you two resolve your differences. I feel really bad if I gave you the vibe of it being anything other than that. Bowblax said, I've seen some funny memes about the convo and people like making points I agree with in the comments and on Twitter, but personally I have no issue with how the convo went. Okay, we were all being honest, so that's the best outcome. I'm curious what that tweet you sent to me at 8 AM was though, lol. Okay, so just to clarify, this was also in the DMs, and once again, during the debate, Bowblax said, I have no issues with how the convo went, implies that Bowblax was happy that Tipster got shit on, which is a weird thing to say if you actually have issues with him, because he's talking about best outcomes and just talking cordially with Tipster, so I don't get it. Like, it does seem kind of two-faced. Everyone thinks I was trying to tell you you can't make jokes, but Keffels can't. And that was never my intention. Wait, what? Everyone thinks I was trying to tell you you can't make jokes, but Keffels can't. Oh, but Keffels can, I guess. And that was never my intention. I was only trying to explain how sometimes the person who is the butt of the joke might not feel so good about it. Everyone is free to tell whatever jokes they want, and I would never say otherwise. People might take offense to a joke or disagree with the joke, but that doesn't mean you aren't free to make the joke. Yeah, jokes are offensive. Duh, lol. Okay. Here's the continuation. This is Tipster responding to, I'm curious what the tweet that you sent me at 8 AM. I just kind of posted about how all I was trying to do is help you and Keffels clear up a misunderstanding, and everyone twisted it to something it wasn't, so I told everyone to fuck off. Lol. Just like, lol. Tipster says, it's so annoying. Like, it's been almost 3 months of things I say getting misrepresented, and I kind of snapped. Josh says, understandable. Keep in mind, he's happy, apparently, that Tipster got shit on here. And then he says, understandable. Tipster says, I don't know, I just wanted you to know I wasn't trying to be a dick or anything. Like, I was mad when the convo started. But once we resolved that, I calmed down and my focus became because trying to help you two clear up a misunderstanding. I can't convince the mob of that, and I'm not gonna try to. But I just wanted you to know that it wasn't my intention. Okay, an autocorrect, okay. Yeah, I'm not upset with how the convo went. I'm glad because how you and Clara feel about is all that matters to me. Everyone hates Clara and everyone is pissed at me, so anything involving the both of us is always going to get shit on. But as long as you know I wasn't trying to wrong you, that's all that matters. So again, Tipster is trying to be cordial, and apparently, according to Bowblax last month, or not last month, 10 days ago, that wasn't... Bowblax was happy that they got shit on. Yeah, I know you were just trying to defend Keffels and keep up the peace. Thanks, man, I appreciate that. Because I felt really bad, like maybe I gave off the wrong vibe or something. Anyway, I gotta get back to work, but let's chat again soon. Yeah. No, Tipster's right here. Tipster's completely right. It does feel too... like, it does definitely feel snaky. 100%. Alright, is there another... Well, you can see Hypomania was googled. Can we see the Hypomania result?
It's impossible to not stalk and bully Tipster. I feel like a retard being this obsessed, but every second, part of another conversation. Because I say also. So this isn't the start of a conversation. Yeah, well, I'll...
Yeah, we don't have the...
And he ran from Smaggle, yeah. Come on. He threw me across the room? Dude, there's no way.
Oh, look. This is him looking up. By the way, the word hypomania makes no sense to me because hypo means low. So he's having low mania? What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Anyway, he was looking it up to actually have something to respond to Aiden. Because he actually doesn't know what mania is. And he's basically lying about it. Yeah. That's basically the story. Now I actually want to move on. Fuck off. Alright, let's move on to Just a Robot. Now, I'll be honest. I know very little about this story. In fact, I never knew who Cinebear was before this entire drama. And I knew Just a Robot. I heard of Just a Robot, but I heard it when watching Augur of C. Apparently, he made a really shitty video about John Swan. He made a video about the John Swan situation, John Swan lying, and it wasn't good. That's all I remember. So, Just a Robot, he's a YouTuber who's apparently been in the art commentary community or something, if that's a thing. That sounds stupid because artists are usually a lot more soft than the commentary community is. They're a lot... I mean, they're probably toxic, but they're toxic in a different way. I don't think they're the types to, like, spew N-words in voice chats. So, yeah, but... Just a Robot was part of that community, if it was a community. And there was a situation where Cinebear, who is this person I didn't know, was accused of, I think it was sending explicit content to a minor. She was 20 and the minor was 14. And there were DM proofs of that. So everyone knows that it happened. And Just a Robot made a video basically defending her. So let's hear it out. Let's hear what this is all about. So let's speed it up.
I was going to make a video talking about a recent document that was released about me, but the situation
Okay, that sounds
has gotten
weird.
much more serious as I realized the damage that I've caused.
Another person in the ArtCC has been outed as a bad person. Gee, that's surprisingly new. In other news, there's gonna be a sunrise tomorrow morning. That being said, this situation might not be as cut and dry as you once thought.
Ooh. This guy got new evidence? Let's see it. This sounds like Turkey Tom talking. Well, actually, it wasn't like that. By the time Turkey Tom made his video on Slazo, he was already known that Slazo was innocent. Just that there were no big voices on his side.
Unlike everyone else who rushed out their video on Cine, I actually reached out to her, and she agreed to do an interview with me.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna get the other side's perspective. Okay. He He just needs to evaluate it objectively. Maybe she does have some truth. Let's see.
Just like with the Pyrocynical drama, the Spoctor drama from 2016, and the Hopeless Peaches drama, there was
The only person I know out of all these is Pyrocynical. And Pyrocynical's drama is weird. Pyrocynical, during that drama, was outed as basically a freak. And, well, he survived it because he kind of took it on the chin. Most people just kind of made fun of him, and that's it. And he was able to survive because of that.
something about the
Also because it wasn't, like, super immoral.
Cine Bear situation that didn't feel right. I'll give you two options. You can take the blue pill and just believe the mainstream opinion about Cine, or you can take the red pill.
You can take the red pill and watch my interview that is going to disprove everything.
And I can show you just how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Look at this animation this guy has. This looks so like 2005, 2006 YouTube.
Before I begin, I would like to make some disclaimers regarding this video. Number 1. One of the subjects involved in this video goes by a different name than they used to, due to identifying under a different name and gender. If you know the user by the name of Birdie within the animation meme community from years ago, a drama I actually made reference to in my last video, which I to this day do not know anything about, then you should know they now go by he, it pronouns, and they have changed their name to Jack. This is the ArtCC. Half the people in it are trans. When
Okay.
talking about their drama, I will refer to it as Birdie, but for the rest of the video, I will call him Jack as that is what he prefers to be called.
Okay, I feel like a little nuclear, but I feel like it's pretty disrespectful to use it pronouns on yourself. It's like you're calling yourself inanimate. Like you're saying that you're not alive. You're some kind of animal. Because we use it for animals. It just kind of feels disrespectful when you do that to yourself. But whatever. If you want to be it, so be it.
Second, please give what you can to help save my friend's family restaurant. A link to the GoFundMe will be down below.
Oh, that surely is going well. Actually, how is it going? Let's see. Wait, so when he made the video, it was 900. Now it's 1,100. Damn.
I know it doesn't seem like the time for it, but I promised my friend I would shout it out in every single video until we raise the money for it. And number 3, some of the stuff you may hear me talk about in this video will be a bit troubling to some, but I am
What does that mean?
going to keep
Is this like a trigger warning?
my wording simple and brief, and show evidence that will be highly censored. Now you might have heard of the
Oh, by the way, it wasn't very censored.
Birdie drama, back when they were bashed by the ArtCC for
I might actually have to hide some shit, but I'm not sure.
seemingly no reason. After all of that drama, they became best friends with CineBear03, who I will just be referring to as Cine for the duration of this video. They moved in together around 10 months ago, but unfortunately, their friendship didn't last. Last time I heard about two ArtCC people moving in together, it was Kai and Omnia, and yeah, we all know how that turned out. ArtCC people just don't move in with one another, it never turns out great. As for how I first learned about CineBear03, I first discovered Cine through her video on Spoctor. Other than that, I just saw her video on Lio and Peaches, along with the first few minutes
Okay, talk about the story, bro.
of her video on Deadwing
Not
Door.
how you know about
Ironically,
her.
Cine brought up that she was moving in with Jack at the very end of her Spoctor video.
I'm moving out soon. My original plan was to move out in January, but things have changed. I'm going cross country to pick up my friend so that we can roommate together. They've been an online friend.
Is this like a normal vlog that you just talk about your affairs? Like, why does this need to be public, by the way? You do just vlog on your YouTube? I thought this was the art commentary community.
For a long time, and they've been dealing with a really unsafe living situation for a while now, so I want to go get him. My family has been really adamant about me not doing this, though. They already hated the idea of me moving out so soon, but they hate my roommate even more.
When I heard this, I thought nothing of it.
I understand they're worried for my safety, but the way they've gone about being worried has been really stressful. I need to go on this road trip, I need to help my friend, and I need to make my own decisions.
Okay.
I need to get out of this house.
Remember all of this stuff about Cindy's parents not being okay with her moving in with Jack, because it will become important later. As they were living with one another, someone made a document accusing Cindy of doing very bad things with minors. Jack called Cindy out for this, it made a video, the video absolutely blew up, and tons
Okay, so the birdie person is Jack?
Cindy out for this, it made a video, the video absolutely blew up.
Okay. Alright.
And tons of people also made videos on Cindy. I, along with many other people, wouldn't have learned about this situation for a lot longer if Jack didn't make its video. There are 2 docs that compiled all the evidence of what Cindy did.
So so Jack is the roommate, also Birdie. They use those 2 names, right? And oh, I said they. It uses those 2 names. Sorry about that. And and what else? The victim, we don't know who the victim is. They are anonymous, I guess.
The first one has 111 pages.
It's 111 pages long! You're kidding me! You're kidding me!
Sure, it's long, but it's mostly just screenshots.
Don't put them in the doc, bro. Don't put that shit in your Google Doc. Like, come on.
The most severe allegation in this document was that Cindy was grooming a 14-year-old by sending them inappropriate pictures. Unfortunately, the doc is so long that most people didn't look at it in its entirety, and if they did, they didn't.
So the allegation is sending explicit content to a minor. 18+ content.
Look at it very carefully. Now, some of you may be asking, how old was Cindy when this all happened? Was she 16 when she was talking to the 14-year-old? Or 17? Nope, she was 20, about to turn 21. Like her birthday was right around the corner. The 14-year-old also made their own doc, and it's, oh god, 188 pages long.
188 pages? No! 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 No.
But it's almost entirely just made up of screenshots, so it's not as long.
Dude, put them in Imgur or something. By making a document that is 166 pages, do you think everyone will read that? People struggle to read the 14-page document of Dark Viper AU that we might or may not cover later.
Long as it may seem at first. Now, some of you might say that these screenshots are out of context, or maybe the messages are fake. After all, Discord is one of the easiest websites to use to fake messages. I mean, it's happened to me before, so it might have happened to Cindy. But the thing is, those allegations aren't just allegations anymore because Cindy admitted to it.
Oh.
I've been an irresponsible content creator, and I've been acting inappropriately towards my fans. This alone is enough for me to realize I need to make sweeping changes to how I conduct myself and how I interact with my fans. But the most serious thing I've done is I've groomed a minor.
Ooh. So when you say groomed, it doesn't... The thing is, the term... What does that term mean? Everyone just throws it around. But from what I know, it's sending... She admitted and said that the issue was real of her sending explicit content to a minor, right?
I became friends with a 14-year-old after I made a mental note to myself to not become friends with minors again, and I overshared with them. I shared graphic, explicit materials with them when I shouldn't have. I groomed this child, and I knew what I was doing was wrong, and I betrayed everyone who looked up to me. I betrayed my friends. I've done the worst possible thing I could have done. And I'm suffering for my choices.
On the one hand, I am happy she admitted to it so fast, but on the other hand, she groomed a minor! I could go over the proof in the doc, but the drama seems like it's already over. Proof of what she did came out, her roommate talked about it, making the situation blow up, and she admitted to it. It's like that one clip from Rick and Morty.
And now, another...
No, it's like Zero. For now, it seems like, well, Zero before technicals.
Quick mystery. I just want to know who could have done something like this. It's a travesty. I did. You see this knife and all the blood on it? Here's my fingerprints. Guilty. I sentenced you to life in prison.
Everybody, including Cindy, seems to be in agreement that she's a groomer. But I think a lot of you want me to be as transparent as possible and go over the 2 really big docs. I've seen a lot of false information get spread around about this situation, and I want you all to understand exactly what's going on, because let's be honest here, most people aren't going to go through 2 massive docs.
Okay, Well, what did you find?
The only one defending Cindy at all is Kumo. And let's be honest here, he's a guy who everybody hates, so if anything, he probably made the situation even worse for her. The guy is an absolute contrarian, and many people consider him to be a troll. Clearly, he's just doing this to stir up drama. But as I was working on my Cindy video, I kept on going back and changing a lot of things about it. And once I finished my video on Cindy and looked at all the evidence I had lined up, it just didn't feel like a good video to me.
Why?
I got that same feeling I had during the Pyro drama, the
That's just a feeling, come on.
Hopeless Peaches drama, and the Spoctor drama.
Surely you have more than just a feeling.
For those of you who do not know what the Spoctor drama is, basically back in 2018, he was accused of inappropriately messaging minors as young as 13 years old. But he got out of them because he did those actions when he was 16 to 17. Cindy was 20, about to turn 21.
Okay. So as young as 13, that implies there were multiple minors. In my opinion, 16, 13, I mean, I don't like how young it's going, but I think 18, 15 is not immoral. And because the 3-year age gap, I think it's weird, but not immoral. So if it's 16, 13, that is, again, by the same definition, I should also think it's not immoral. I should just think it's weird. Although, in my opinion, the younger it is, the worse. Still, I haven't... This is the first time I've heard of this situation. I'm not gonna make a sweeping, decision, though. I think it's just, suspicious. Not suspicious. I just think it's not immoral. Just really weird.
So there's no way she's innocent, right? Well, I told myself the same thing, but did those actions when he was 16 to 17. Cindy was 20, about to turn 21. So there's no way she's innocent, right? Well, I told myself the same thing, but then I noticed she took down her apology video, and I decided to reach out to
What? So? What if she took it down?
her because I just felt so uneasy. And after I interviewed her, which I will play at the end of this video, I realized that Cindy and all of you were lied to.
By whom? Oh no.
Gone against the mainstream
Town of Salem among us. Someone lied?
art commentary community opinion lots of times. I did it in the Peaches drama, the Antunes drama, and the Toby drama. Granted, the last one didn't go so well for me, but the other two went pretty well. I know 100% that I'm going to get a lot of backlash for making this video, but someone with a sizable audience needs to say something. The first big red flag to me was how quickly Cindy admitted to grooming. When it comes to groomers, they never do that. Cosmodor didn't do that, EDP didn't do that. In fact, there's not one single groomer that I can think of that has ever done that. The only person that I can think of who admitted to being a groomer before Cindy was Spoctor, but he was innocent. If you've seen my Vincent Skullman video on my old...
Isn't there a reason why these people do that? I think when it comes to... Okay. I don't know if he's comparing the Zero situation, because to me it seems like it. Like, Zero admitted it, then he retracted his own admission, and then went with technicals to defend himself. That's the situation I'm drawing parallels to. Except, from the sounds of it, Zero was a lot worse, because he tried to solicit pornographic imagery from the minor.
Channel, then you know that I've proven that ArtCC people are cartoonishly spineless. Just a little social pressure will make them admit to things that they haven't done.
That means nothing. I'm sorry, but that means nothing.
In court, people are allowed to rescind their guilty plea, and that is put into law because humans are, well, human.
We're talking morality, not legality.
They can be...
If you made an admission, and then you want to retract it, give me a good reason why. I think there are reasons you could make. Zero attempted to do the same. Although I don't believe his reasoning.
Pressured into saying that they're guilty even when they aren't. Tons of people have admitted to practicing witchcraft because they were pressured into it.
Okay, Jaw, that may be true, but did you actually watch Jack's video?
Yes, and it barely had any evidence at all. It is mostly just Jack talking, and that's pretty much it.
Sock has expressed discomfort with Cindy multiple times, and Cindy hasn't made an effort to change anything. She made graphic rape comics, including Sock's characters, and sent them to people she barely knew, who then leaked them because she didn't fucking know them. Sock expressed discomfort again, and Cindy doubled down and told Sock off
Okay,
because
well,
she can cope however she wants, I guess.
I don't care.
Only heard like testimony. Looked at this.
I heard like testimony of this, but it's disturbing.
I haven't looked at the screenshots. I've only heard like testimony of this, but
She has an obsession with Boy to this very day. Before I found out about all this, Cindy actually DM'd me last night and said, oh, Boy's yelling at me, because I think she has like an imaginary version of him. I don't know. And I was like, why is he yelling at you? And she's like, I don't feel comfortable saying. And then I...
By the way, he tried to like insinuate that this person is like what they're saying means less because it said that it said that it didn't see the document in full. It just heard the allegations, the testimony. But if Cindy Bear admitted to it, why does Jack, have to look through it?
Found out from someone else what she did, and she just wasn't gonna tell me.
Some of you may bring up that Jack and Cindy were best friends, and it would be in denial about what their friend did. The thing is, though, Jack is very, very autistic.
Okay.
Like, I can't...
Okay, not gonna lie, I also think you, the guy making this video, is very autistic.
Be the only one who
are very autistic.
Thinks it's weird that Cindy allegedly groomed a 14-year-old, and Jack somehow makes it about itself and gets $10,000 in donations. Like, what? How does that work? If that's looking up the 14-year-old, and Jack somehow makes it about itself and gets $10,000 in donations. Like, what? How does that work?
Damn.
If that's the rule from here on out, Professor Dreadlock has been messaging minors inappropriately. Now give me $10,000, please. Even if you're moving out, you don't need $10,000 unless you live in California or New York or something. In fact, if you live in one of those two states, $10,000
I mean,
will only cover your rent for a week. But why couldn't Jack just ask for, I don't know, $2,000 or $3,000 and then get a job? Well, that's because it doesn't work. Yep, Cindy was paying the overwhelming majority of the rent. Jack needed Cindy, but Cindy did not need Jack. Cindy is working a real job, she's making money, and she's paying rent.
Jack for the longest time was on Social Security until he moved.
So let me get this straight, we're paying—
Did you just okay, you didn't misgender them. You said that they use he. It uses he pronouns too. Okay, whatever. This doesn't matter.
Paying taxes to it, and now we're giving $10,000 to it.
Look, I'm probably misgendering it a lot here, because I'm a live streamer and this is not the first time, but like one of the first times I'm hearing them. The first time I have to speak about Jack. But just a robot made a scripted, well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
It almost seems like Jack had everything to gain by throwing its friend under the bus.
But Jar, the document had all the proof. I mean, look how many pages it had. All that evidence must prove that Cindy's a groomer, right?
Well, actually, no. There's not one shred of evidence that Cindy groomed anyone. Just testimony, one of which came from herself, ironically. Now, I want to make this 100% crystal clear. Cindy did 100% speak inappropriately around minors. But know who else did that? Pyro.
Recently, to those who are unaware, I've been accused of grooming a 15-year-old boy when I was 19. That I'm some kind of predator and was aware of his age all along. This is categorically untrue and a complete lie. But a few days ago, a poorly written Google Doc has surfaced claiming that I have lied in my response and I'm 100% guilty. I just want to be clear, I have never lied at any point. This document is disingenuous, manipulative, and it fails to include so much of my original statement.
Okay, alright, hold on. So, Cindy Bear admitted to sending explicit content to a 14-year-old, and here we have, and by the way, the 14-year-old, while Cindy Bear was 20, and now we have Pyre Cynical, who was 19, being accused of messaging a 15-year-old explicitly, and he says all of it is false. There was no admission. What's the comparison?
This document makes, like, insane assumptions based on limited and broken evidence. It's not hard to dismantle it. It's just annoying that I have to be the one.
We have an admission. We have an admission. Just like Zero. We have an admission, bro.
To do it. These conversations never led to any nudes being exchanged. It was just purely fantasy garbage. Something which Ivory himself confirms.
Did he ever ask you for nudes?
No.
No.
Several of our conversations were leaked online by Ivory. Here's one of the more damning ones.
I'd love for my Sona to be licking at his fat, sweaty while rubbing his belly from behind, and then just having him gas all over my Sona's face. That'd be so nice. Or if mine was just underneath him,
Jesus.
getting railed underneath his huge belly, and your Sona could be gassing non-stop as he f***s mine like... Huh? Well, to be honest, I'd pick you up, hug you while...
Okay, can we get...
To be-
I don't want to watch...
Sweaty lips and... Come on.
I mean, yeah, we shared some fat furry art. We had some weird fantasy roleplay, but there was no sexual interest. There were no nudes exchanged. His name, his appearance, it wasn't important to me. He never once disclosed the fact that he was 15 at the time these exchanges commenced. He didn't include his age in his bio until he was 16.
Okay.
But I was not on Twitter between the 28th of December 2016 until the 29th of June 2017, as I was suspended. It would have been a hell of a lot less likely for me to see all but one of these tweets that's been used as evidence in this Google Doc. My Reddit post clearly shows that I was suspended from Twitter at the time that they were made.
Okay, so this is even like, this makes it even like less bad for Pyrocynical because this implies he didn't know the age of the minor.
And that, of course, leaves the very last one. But, like, what are the chances of you catching one specific tweet when you follow hundreds of people? I brought this up in my Reddit post as well, but it's been deliberately left out as some, like, shit attempt at manipulation.
Wait a second there, Jaw. The city situation and the Pyro situation are completely different. I mean, after all, Pyro didn't know Ivory's age.
I think you need to see the next clip after this one.
When Ivory linked me his Twitter profile, the age in bio says 16. This is something I acknowledged in my Reddit post, but to be fair, I probably didn't elaborate enough on it. In retrospect, I never should have continued the furry stuff with him once I learnt of his age, even though at the time I didn't...
Okay, but it's, again, 1916. It's weird, but not immoral.
See it as a...
That's my take. Is that your take?
Problem. If it helps for context, because we're being so open here, I'm straight, IRL, like, I have no interest in guys. This is just purely, like, a weird fantasy, and it does not carry over into the real world whatsoever.
This means nothing.
Who drew, like, fan art of my Fox character back in 2016. I then apparently replied to them, like, jokingly saying not thick enough, and then asking for their age, and they said 15. So when people saw this, they instantly drew parallels to the grooming allegation. I asked them for a thick version, and they drew this, which isn't even really that different from previous things they drew before even getting into contact with me. I didn't commission it. What was drawn wasn't pornographic. They'd drawn very similar stuff before, and there was no roleplay here. It was nothing.
And last I checked, we pretty much all forgave him. Cinny is a coomer, a gooner, but not a groomer. Grooming requires intent and a desire to get with someone.
Okay, in my opinion, okay. So, what Pyrocynical admitted to is that he requested a 15-year-old, well, probably, I'm gonna guess he was 19. Well, 19, he requested a 15-year-old to draw a more thick, quote-unquote, version of himself, and then received, like, pretty, like, it was not explicit, but pretty, like, questionable art. Right? Meanwhile, Cinny sent herself explicit images to a minor.
Cinny did neither. If you want to get with a 14-year-old, you desire to get with someone. Cinny did neither. If you want to get with a 14-year-old, you have to be a pedo. Now, Cindy makes a lot of Coomer art, so there must be evidence of her drawing Shota, Lolly, or Cub, right?
I mean, the signs were there in public for years. Just take a look at her channel. There are tons of videos where she would make suggestive animations of a minor character from My Little Pony. By that I mean Scootaloo isn't a minor character from My Little Pony, but that she's a minor character. She's underage. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay, this is cut and dry. She's guilty. But the fact of the matter is, she made those animations when she was a minor herself. A lot of these inappropriate animations of Scootaloo
what
are
the
over
fuck?
7 years old. Cindy just turned
Okay.
21, so back then she
No,
would've been
oh, fuck,
14.
I can't even-
Maybe this
okay.
is just me, but I don't believe 14-year-olds who drew inappropriate pictures of characters around their age should be canceled years later when they are an adult. If that's the case, a lot of you minors watching this video better go scrub your deviant arts.
Scrub, scrub, scrub till the water's brown.
The problem with this is that this is not the art CC, it's the animation meme community. Stuff like this is absolutely normalized in this community. If you're
What
gonna
are you
cancel Cindy for
showing,
this,
dude?
Then you better cancel everybody else in the animation meme community.
Sure, you shouldn't cancel them for that. I think this shouldn't. I don't know, dude. It feels so weird. Why are minors allowed to post all that? They shouldn't be. Why? Why should they? Why should they be allowed to post that shit?
There are plenty of animations that say 13 plus or 16 plus or whatever, and the characters in them are very scantily dressed and do inappropriate things. You can have a problem with this. Hell, you can demand that these videos are age restricted, but you can't just cancel Cindy for this and give everybody else a free pass. Plus, a lot of this stuff is
That's not the
more
point of
inappropriate
contention.
than things I've seen in animes like Fairy Tail and Naruto. Never forget what you were like when you were a kid. You enjoyed Misty when she was in her bikini. You enjoyed Naruto when he did
Okay.
his sexy jutsu.
Can you stop
and
showing
you
that?
enjoyed when Fairy Tail just did a whole bunch of stuff. So just so we're clear here, back when Cindy was 13, 14, and 15, she made animations like this, and just about no one had a problem with a minor making animations like this on the internet. Hell, judging by the view counts these videos got, I would go as far as to say that people encouraged her to keep doing stuff like this. So if she grew up with people constantly encouraging her to make animations like the one she's made, then it stands to reason that she would do the same when she grew up. But Jaw, that's not the only allegation in the doc, there's plenty of other stuff as well. I hear what you're saying, so let's look at that doc even more. Now granted, the old stuff she did wasn't that bad. Sure, making a 17-year-old uncomfortable when you're 19 isn't good, but it's not pedo stuff in my book. I'm one of those people who defended Call Me Carson, so I can't say she should be kicked off the internet for doing the same. If you would like to know the story between her and the 17-year-old minor, well basically she sent a bunch of inappropriate messages to the minor. She sent a non-con comic to the minor who was 2 years younger than her.
What the fuck is a non-con?
Comic included an F&F character by the name
Oh, non-consensual?
of Boy, who was graping Nightmare Sand supposedly for the punishment of molesting children. Lovely. Oh, and by the way, to make everything worse, the OC by the name of Boy was created by a minor.
Ooh, that's bad.
The minor called out Cindy for this, and she apologized and made a promise that she would never ever do something like this again.
That's good.
No, none of this stuff is wholesome Christian family fun, but it's not that bad. Tons of people have drawn inappropriate pictures of minors' OCs. It's bad, but it's less bad when Cindy did it because she was only 2 years older than the minor. If people don't want you to put their OCs in not safe for work situations, you should respect their wishes. But if you draw your OC as a hot anime girl or a big buff man, you should expect people to draw them in not safe for work situations. Personally, guys, just draw not safe for work of me. Plus, there was a video made defending Cindy from these allegations. It got hundreds of thousands of views, and it was received extremely well. Sorry, but you can't just agree with a video that's debunking allegations, then change your mind on it because new allegations.
Okay. We're talking 1917. I don't give a shit about that. Can we get to the... How does this... This does not defend 20-year-olds sending explicit art to 14-year-olds. Let's make that clear, okay?
Came out. This is bad, but it's a 2-year age gap. And most people only gave her a slap on the wrist for this because of Romeo and Juliet laws.
Protected by the Romeo and Juliet laws.
We dated for a little while. I was a sophomore and he was a senior. It's fine.
No, it's not
What
fine.
the fuck?
We've got a pre-existing.
Granted, a lot of people don't agree with Romeo and Juliet laws, especially when it involves a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old.
What?
A 19-year-old can vote, get drafted, and do a bunch of other stuff.
Who disagrees with that? Who the fuck? What?
Old is still in high school.
Who says that? I want to know.
Cindy did was bad, but it's not pedophilic, and she did receive backlash for it. Personally, the biggest problem I have is that she said she would never ever do this again, and she did. However, people are also more forgiving about this stuff when it's over the internet. Me hitting on a 17-year-old in real life is different than me hitting on a 17-year-old over the internet.
If you're 19 hitting over on a 17 in real life, it's probably... What? I think it's gonna be the opposite. I think people are gonna be fine because it happens all the time in real life. What do you mean?
After all, I can see the 17-year-old in real life, but on the internet, I can't see what they look like. On the...
Who cares? Dude, what? This is so terminally in line. Why do you care about 1917 relationships? That's so stupid.
Internet, I hear someone talking to me. In real life, I see a minor in front of me.
Wow, dude, you have such good robot eyes. You immediately deduce if someone is a minor just from looking at them.
I'm a lot older than Cindy. If I'm talking to a 17-year-old, yeah, I'm gonna get a lot...
Yeah, but we're talking 1917.
Lot more crap for it. The example I'm giving only works if I'm 19 or 20. But the thing is, as far as I'm aware, Cindy wasn't hitting on this 17-year-old. She was just cooming with them.
I think it's very similar.
She would also post gore and say inappropriate things where minors as young as 14 were present.
Whoa!
Sure, this isn't good, but it's nothing that would get you that much backlash.
What? What? Huh?
She would also post
a graphic illustration of half of that. It was only covered up by a sport. What the fuck? Not an NSFW locked or a role locked channel.
Score and say inappropriate things where minors as young as 14 were present.
That's fucking bad.
Sure, this
that's
isn't
terrible.
Good, but it's nothing that would get
what do you mean? What?
You that much backlash.
Really? If that's the case, then fuck this community.
Personally speaking, I went on Live Leak a lot as a kid, and I saw some very gory stuff. Also,
what? How does that defend it? How does that defend it, bro?
So in the animation meme community, gore and bloodshed is just common. So once again...
But, okay. Hold on. So the gore was... I think it's still... I think it's still fucked, but I'm not sure. Like, gore NSFW? Would you say gore is 18 plus, or it's supposed to be 18 plus? Because I think it should be. I think it should be 18 plus.
And your hatred...
If it's 18 plus, you shouldn't be posting it as a 20-year-old in places where 14-year-olds can access. That's, again, zero situation comparison. It's like Technical's brother, right? Where they had the group chat and shit.
It shouldn't be placed on Cine, but the entire animation meme community as a whole.
Sure, you know what? I will say all of them suck if that's true. If it's okay for people, for 20-year-olds to post, not really 20, just anyone to post gore for 14-year-olds.
Like the fact that people are freaking out going, oh, think of the children, just makes me laugh so hard. If you guys are canceling Cine for this, then why isn't Jack getting any hate? Look at the end of its video on Cine. His avatar along with her avatar are stripping while being on poles, and this video wasn't age restricted. Oh, so many minors were exposed to this. But again,
hold
at the very
on.
worst, this is her being irresponsible, not grooming. Most of the stuff...
I assume Jack is... Why would you make that animation in the first place? But I assume Jack is like similar age to Cindy Bear? Because that's not the victim, right?
Her avatar are stripping while being on poles, and this video wasn't age restricted. Oh, so many minors were exposed to this. But again...
Dude, this is the first time I'm watching a video about the comments of the fucking art comments here community, and there's already so much degeneracy I've heard about that I don't want to step into it ever again. Ever. Like, ever. Not again, just ever. There's no first time. It's just 0 times.
And at the very worst, this is her being irresponsible, not grooming. Most of the stuff in the doc doesn't really show her doing that much bad stuff at the start. I don't think having your OC in a suggestive pose where minors can see it is that big of a deal. If it was, then the doc maker would also be at fault. Also, anyone who made a video about this situation...
Well, I did say I'd previously in the stream. The thing is, so explicit 100% 18 plus. Let's draw a line. Let's say the like, I don't know, suggestive poses, I think it should be 16 plus. Discussion of anything vaguely sexually related, 13 plus. That's my take.
As they were linking the doc showing images of her OC in sexy outfits would also be at fault. Guys, you can't call something then put it in a video without age restricting it. Sure, the doc does
No, censoring it.
censor out a few things, but it doesn't look like anything that bad was blocked out. Like this image was gore art, not her being topless, or at least that's what I've been told. Yes, her avatar is in underwear, but they're not fully naked. But then you have things that are a little bit worse, like her saying to a 13-year-old that she's looking for a not safe for work chatbot to talk to because...
So here's the thing. These allegations are peppered with so much fucking bullshit that this guy thinks is acceptable because of the degenerate community that he's in. So that's why he thinks she's innocent. Which, by the way, makes no sense. None of this negates in any way the fact that she, as a 20-year-old, said explicit content to a 14-year-old.
She's horny. Maybe this is just me, but I don't think you need to be telling 15, 14, and 13-year-olds that you're horny. I skimmed over the doc because most of the stuff I saw in it was small potatoes compared to the accusation I heard about her grooming a 14-year-old. Then, when I finally got to the end of the shorter doc, I found out that the bigger and longer doc was the one about the grooming. Now, I want to make this clear. I do not believe Cindy is a pedo. She more than likely would have done this with anyone regardless of age. The 14-year-old who made the doc even thinks that this is the case.
Can I read that?
Regardless of age. The 14-year-old...
The artwork in this document is censored via NSW, but the conversations with me and her had are still graphic, and I would recommend being 16 years or older if you're going to read this. I feel like I need to reiterate that Cindy is not a pedophile, but a groomer. What does that term mean? She was not attracted to me for being a child. She did not date me. She groomed me. What does that term mean? What context are you using that term in? What is that supposed to mean?
Who made the doc even thinks that this is the case. She was being irresponsible by...
You saying groomed me means nothing, because when you say grooming, I think they camped you, basically camped you till you became 18 and then dated you. That would be grooming. That's what I think grooming is. Obviously, what we know now that the accusation is that the 20-year-old sent explicit artwork to you, the 14-year-old.
14-year-old
I don't think the word grooming qualifies for that.
Who made the doc even thinks that this is the case. She was being irresponsible by talking to the 14-year-old this way.
By the way, I don't... You could say that, oh, they're not a pedophile, they're like a hebibibebophile or something like that. I don't care, I'm gonna call all of them pedophiles. Sure, you can do the technicality and blah 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 blah. Still, I think if you are under what I call a pedophile, you should not be talking to children. It's pretty simple. Should not talk to children, minors in general.
But I don't think she was doing it.
I mean, you shouldn't talk to minors in general as an adult anyway, but yeah. Obviously, 1917, I still don't care. I'm talking about, like, if you're, like, 30, talking about a 17-year-old, that's unacceptable. The doctor disrespects. Okay.
Get with the 14-year-old. Also, I'm gonna be real here. The idea that people are saying Cindy is a groomer but not a pedo is absolutely silly.
I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want this pattern to repeat itself. I want to be better. Nothing I do will ever make this right, but I want to make sure it never happens again.
This is wildly irresponsible, it's an optics nightmare, and I don't know why she did this, especially when she made the promise that she wouldn't do this again. However, when you consider the fact that neither I nor the 14-year-old believe that Cindy is a pedo, then you have to ask yourself...
Okay, Dude, if the 14-year-old is like, I don't think you're a pedo, I don't think that means anything. The 14-year-old is a 14-year-old. They're a minor. They're not mature. Like, sorry, I think it should be the adults that make the decision, you know? That make a discrepancy. I think it's fair to call the person a pedophile. We're not a pedophile, but like, I don't know. Like someone who's not safe to talk to kids.
How is this grooming? If you're not trying to get with someone, you're not grooming them. If you want to hate on Cindy for this, that's fine, but she's not a pedo. Now I know what some of you are gonna say. Well, we're not saying she groomed a 14-year-old to get with them. She just groomed a 14-year-old to be more comfortable with conversations like this so she could coom. Don't
What? Who said that?
get me wrong, I thought that at first, but it turns out that the minor was the one being inappropriate first, and she kept on pestering Cindy to talk about stuff like this. It's also important to note that this minor was a fan of Cindy's content.
So, it's the minor's fault? It's a minor's fault?
Content that includes...
Oh god, what the fuck is on screen? Okay, so let's just address the point that he made. He made the point that the minor was pushing the sexual shit. In that case, Cindy Bear should have disengaged, put a clear boundary, blocked them, I don't know, something like that. The conversation should have not continued.
It's also important to note that this minor was a fan of Cindy's content. Content that includes Scootaloo being in very suggestive
Okay,
outfits,
what's your point?
which Cindy also made when she was 14. Yes.
Okay, and?
Cindy should not have engaged with this minor. She was the adult in this situation, and what she did was incredibly irresponsible. It also makes her look really sus. But then again,
That's one soft way to put it. She's sussing Among Us.
and Pyro, when he was an adult, sent a lot of inflation stuff to a minor.
Okay, but the age difference wasn't that great as in this case.
He got backlash for what he did, but he did.
The issue isn't that it was a minor. The issue is what is a major age difference. Sure, like even in Pyro's case, he should not have done any of that. And it was really stupid. But it was stupid. It was not immoral.
Did beat the grooming
Or you could say that it was immoral, or you could say like, oh, you're a freak. Complete freak.
allegations. No, I do not know why she couldn't talk to an adult about this kind of stuff. She brought up that she talked to this 14-year-old because she was as open about not safe for work stuff as she was. And yeah, of course she was. She just started puberty. Yes, Cindy knew the minor's age. She asked early in the convo. Sure, she could have forgotten this person's age. I talk to a lot of people myself, and it's hard to keep track of stuff like this sometimes.
How the fuck does that happen? Especially if the conversations you have with the person are explicit. How the fuck does that happen? If that happens to you and you are good faith, you should not be talking to that many people, especially explicitly. Like, something's really wrong if that happens. It just gets, when he says that happens to me, that sounds like, I hope it's not with people you sexed with. But who knows? We'll see the messages if I cover them this stream.
But she acknowledged that this person was young a few more times. Then they started to talk about, not safe for work stuff. But none of the not safe for work topics they went over were nearly half as bad as some people made them out to be.
What does that mean?
Like, some of this quote-unquote not safe for work stuff includes lyrics from the song, I like big butts and I cannot lie. I heard that in the Shark Tale movie.
Okay.
I like square butts and I cannot lie.
Pictures like,
hey boss, big butts.
Ay vey.
but what about the inappropriate pictures like her sitting on a pile of sand corpses while hugging boy? Like her sitting on a pile of sand corpses while hugging boy. Is hugging porn now or something? There's also pictures of her in boy and bunny outfits. Woo, so scandalous. None of this stuff is actually...
I think it's strange that you're sending this to a minor. But I'm pretty sure we talked about explicit messages, right? Explicit artwork. And she admitted to it. So there must have been some of it too, right? Are you just saying that it's because it's censored, it's now fine?
Actually hardcore corn. It's just softcore corn. For those of you who do not know what softcore corn is, think of it like the sexy jutsu from Naruto. Sure,
what the
it's
fuck?
a bit risque, but under the law it would not be considered hardcore corn. This kept on escalating until Cindy, she sent the same not safe for work essaying comic to this minor, and requested this minor
So that's the hardcore porn now.
to draw even more corn of the character of Boy and Nightmare Sans. From the censoring job, it looks like a few parts of this comic would have been legally classified as hardcore corn. The absolute worst thing—
I love how he puts legally in there, as if he's like withholding moral judgment really hard.
Cindy sent was this picture of Boy fingering her avatar. However, it should be noted that the doc maker was not the one who censored this out. It was actually Cindy herself. When I first saw this, I thought, yeah, Cindy's guilty. But when I found out that she censored the worst parts of this comic herself, it made her look far less guilty than—
Hold on, that's... So, which comic are we speaking? Are you talking about this? Like, the censorship, like, which you imply is hardcore, this is censored by Cine? What is this censorship? Okay, I don't believe you, or... Like, it doesn't make sense. Because if it's true, why would you send all this? I thought it was like a fucking porn comic. Like, that was the point.
looks like a few parts of this comic would have been sent was this picture of Boy censored this out. It was actually Cindy herself. When I first saw this, I thought, yeah, Cindy's guilty. But when I found out that she censored the worst parts of this comic herself, it made her look far less guilty than I was previously led to believe. I agree that what Cindy did was wrong. I agree she was being irresponsible. But I do not think that Cindy is a groomer, a pedo, a child predator, or anything like that.
I don't blame people for thinking... Okay.
After going through both...
For thinking that a 20-year-old sending fucking explicit material to a 14-year-old is a pedo.
Of these massive documents in their entirety, I realized that they're just full of nothing. Oh no, Sunny drew a picture of her character in a sexy outfit. Oh no, Sunny said I like big butts, I cannot let you a minor. If the doc maker had to stretch...
This is such sweeping. Like, 20 with 14-year-old is such a major difference. You should not be talking to people that young as a 20-year-old.
So
the most acceptable, in my opinion, is 17.
Many times to make...
I mean, not most, like... The... most acceptable. Most acceptable for a 20-year-old is a 20-year-old. But... Or just any other age above 18. But, like, the worst case that is also acceptable to me is a 17-year-old.
Such bad points to paint Sunny as a predator, then it stands to reason that it's not a good doc. They clearly didn't know what they were talking about, and they were just grabbing any piece of evidence they could to paint Cindy as a groomer.
And she admitted.
The fact that Jack actually looked at this doc and came to the conclusion that Cindy was a groomer is absolutely insane.
Okay, well, that part I agree with.
After that happened, I believe that Jack...
I hate the usage of a word groomer.
Convinced Cindy that she actually groomed someone. Then Cindy, feeling bad about it without actually looking at the document, admitted to the allegations.
Why would you do that? That's like career suicide, assuming you have done nothing wrong.
And nothing Cindy did was as bad as what Pyro did. So please...
No? What are you on? Nothing Cindy did is worse than what Pyro did. What the fuck are you... What kind of drugs are you taking?
Please tell me why he's getting a free pass and she's not. Okay, yes, most of the evidence we've seen from Pyro's video shows that he didn't actually know the age of the 15-year-old. Cindy, on the other hand, did, which makes her more guilty than Pyro. But the stuff she sent Enna wasn't as bad as what Pyro sent to Ivory. Like, it's not even close. Also, Pyro did continue talking to the minor when they turned 16. Now, 16...
The thing is, I can't disprove that because, so from his retelling, let's assume that he is not lying. From his retelling, the Pyro stuff, it was fan fictions that were about, like, fucking inflation kinks and shit like that. Meanwhile, Cinebear was, like, sharing, sometimes sharing explicit content. I don't know. Actually, now that I repeat it, I don't know. I think both are more or less equally bad.
18 is the legal age of consent in the UK, so it's really up to you to
When it comes to like content, obviously, like again, with the ages, Cineberry is a lot worse.
decide which one was worse.
Cindy, in her infinite wisdom, has decided to release this piece of diarrhea. Once Jar and I caught wind of this, we reacted accordingly.
I'm really sorry, but
I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault.
Okay.
Did Cindy really say she was going to kill Jack? Well, yes, but there's some much needed context that you are missing. First of all, it's sad that people are flipping out over this and taking it so seriously. People have said they're going to kill me on Xbox Live lots of times, and I've done the same. Me and my roommate jokingly say we are going to kill one another all the time.
Where did this even come from? I have not seen that.
I could tell super early on that the screenshots Jack posted to its Twitter were taken out of context instantly. Here's the context for the first screenshot.
Okay, so this is at the time when Jack is recording the video, right? What the hell? I love Jack so much. What happened? Right now I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. He's framing me as a saying I assaulted him by touching his ass and boobs, but I would always ask if it was okay that I did that. And he always said...
Sorry, I just saw his with boobs. That just sounded weird.
Said yes. There were times when I poked him in places he didn't like, but I didn't realize it bothered him that much. I thought it was
okay.
just playful. I don't know.
Oh no, she said she would kill Jack because it was accusing her of SAing because it rescinded its consent, which is something you can't do. Kind of seems weird that Jack rescinded his consent at the absolute perfect time. Sorry, but if you give me or anyone consent, you can't just take...
Hold on. So the green is Cinny, and she says that Jack didn't like the poking.
Poked him in places he didn't like, but I didn't realize it bothered him that much. I thought it was just playful. I don't know.
Oh no, she said she would kill Jack because it was accusing her of SAing because it rescinded its consent, which is something you can't do. Kind of seems weird that Jack rescinded his consent at the absolute perfect time. Sorry, but if you give me or anyone consent, you can't just take it away months later. You can give your consent when
Sure, but the messages I read didn't sound like they had a lot of consent exactly.
something is happening or about to happen, but not months after the fact. I can't believe I have to explain this, but apparently I did. Also, me and my roommate touch one another's asses all the time.
Okay, too much information, bro. TMI?
It's a form of bonding with guys.
Yeah, that's normal. This is like what anything for views does.
If Professor Dreadlock decided to take away his consent months after the fact and painted me as a groomer, I would put him 6 feet under. Also before this, Cindy was going over the stuff of her roommate painting her as a groomer. The second screenshot, the one about the gun, was sent after Jack moved out of the house.
Jack made a Twitter thread saying he has more info on me, is making a second video on me. He said he was talking to my friends and coworkers all
Jack made a Twitter, okay.
day and is now staying with my coworkers, I think, but I don't know which ones. He said he's stealing my friends, and he said, live and suffer, pedo bear 03. After I saw Jack's Twitter thread, I had to leave work early. I bought a knife, pepper spray, and a crowbar
What the fuck?
myself. I'm thinking about buying a gun too.
Whoa! The fucking artists are arming up, bro.
I screamed at Izzy over the phone when she was trying to comfort me, but I was convinced someone was in my apartment and they were going to
The art cabal is coming.
kill me as
For pedo barrel freight.
soon as I entered the place. I parked in a neighborhood 30 minutes away from 30 minutes away from where I live. And Izzy Izzy went to my
Why
apartment
didn't you cut out the person reading this stuttering?
to check all the rooms with Jade.
Editor.
I thought someone was there and would kill her, thinking she was me, and I was so scared to
So the pedo went schizo.
try calling her again. Everything was clear, though. I came home and checked all my rooms for myself, my pepper spray in hand. I broke down crying once I saw Stupid. Stupid is the name of the cat, and I slept in my room. I do not blame Cindy for wanting to buy a gun to defend herself when all the internet is, like, wanting her dead, and like, she's being actively doxxed, and people are advocating to kill her.
This was during a time Cindy was getting death threats, and also dealing with people calling her boss, showing that they know where
That is hilarious. I don't have a take about on that. It's just hilarious.
she works, therefore they probably know where she lives. She just brought up that she was getting a gun to defend herself, and that's it. Sorry, but how did you guys fall for this?
Bro, what the fuck? Hold on. The girl said she was gonna kill people. That was in the fucking messages. Okay, going to kill me, and that's threatening her. I thought someone was there and would kill her, thinking she was me. Who her? Who the fuck is her? So like I thought someone was there and I would kill her, thinking she was me, and I was so scared. What? Okay. Okay, hold on.
Saying I assaulted.
Okay. Well, looking over the messages, it doesn't seem like she wasn't threatening to kill someone. She was saying about people threatening. Okay. Alright, well, there's nothing wrong about this. I think this is just a typo or something.
I calling her again. My pepper spray in hand. I broke down defender simply.
Therefore, they probably know where she lives. She just buys themselves, but somehow this negatively affects a person who got over $10,000? Let me just make this clear. Jack gets 10K, Cindy gets death threats. She wants to get a gun to defend herself, and then Jack somehow—
That just sounds schizophrenic, though. Would you trust a person to be responsible with a gun in a situation like that?
twisted this into a death threat? What? By the way, I just realized this.
It's not a death threat, I think.
Jack thought Cindy was a threat to children, so why didn't they call the cops? If I thought
that's fair.
Dread was a threat to kids, you can bet your shiny metal ass I would call 911. I guess asking for money was more important than
That's a fair argument.
Protecting children.
You should take it to cops, of course.
I am a registered sex offender. I stuck my dick into a blender.
Much like Hopeless Peaches, Cindy rushed her response to everything, and it was not a good response at all. It did change a few minds, but for the most part, it increased the backlash she got. This response—
Okay, so what I think I'll do, because I do want to get off soon, I've been live for a while. I think I'm gonna watch till the interview starts. The interview is probably gonna be the most fun part, though. Sucks I couldn't get to it today, but when I'm there, it'll be interesting.
would have worked if she made it without apologizing beforehand, and before Jack made its video. But at this point, the mob is too riled up to listen to her. She needed to treat this like how Pyro treated his video, or how Peaches handled her second video. But she made it as if it was just another video, and that's not a good thing. When you hear the call with me and her, you will see that she did not take my advice on how to go about this. She thought she didn't have to go over the dog because other people didn't go over it. But the thing is, this is the internet, not a court of law. On the internet, it's guilty until proven innocent. Also, monetizing the video and uploading it at 5 AM was not a smart move. That being said, the amount
Who cares? Who cares about monetization?
Commenting that they will not watch the video is dumb. If you are too scared to watch it, then you don't fully believe in what you are saying.
Talk about me and the victims. My
cheating in the victims.
Okay.
One thing that really shocked me about this whole drama is the amount of people treating this like it's Cindy versus Jack, but they seem to forget about Eno. I think they are left out because they aren't a public figure, so most people just don't care about
Is that the minor?
them. Let's be honest here, Jack made the video about itself, not the minor. The minor got nothing, and Jack got over $10,000. People are saying poor Jack a lot more than poor Eno. Guys, Jack is a
Okay, that sounds like the minor.
person with autism, and be
Every time he says something is like about autism as an excuse, it's just
PD.
hilarious.
They grew up getting bashed by the entire internet, which more than likely had an effect on its development. Oh, and also they go by it pronouns, which is not a normal thing, even by trans
Damn.
standards. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say that it's best not to take it at its word and give it over
Wow.
$10,000 in 3 days.
What about the screenshots that the Cine Bear admitted about?
By the way, I'm going off topic for this, but if anyone is going to try to make the allegation that I'm simping for Cine, I'm not the one giving people $10,000.
Okay. But you're the one showing your cock.
Giving money to people is closer
As a joke. With a joke image.
to simp behavior than not giving them any money at all. I recall people saying poor creepshow art during the Peaches drama. That drama involved a woman with black and orange hair getting thousands of dollars for going after a blonde girl for things that were mostly false, but a few things
But neither of them are blonde in any way. Actually, maybe Creepshow Art was blonde. I don't remember. I think her face was shown.
were true, but the things that were true were blown way out of proportion. And now the same thing is happening again, almost the exact same way. Talk about deja vu. I can't believe I'm having to do the same thing I did a few years ago. One of the people I defended Peaches from was Camilla, someone who was obsessed with Undertale, and
Okay.
Cindy is also obsessed with Undertale. Am I in a
What does this have to do with Eno? Why is this chapter
loop?
called that?
After looking over everything in more depth than 99% of people talking about this, I can safely say that this drama was blown up to a level that it had no business getting to.
No, it wasn't. 20-year-old tried to send explicit artwork to a 14-year-old. Pretty simple.
I love how people would try to debunk me on Twitter by sending me the doc they didn't read.
Well, you read the doc and you presented me with the arguments. They're not convincing.
I think the irony was lost on them. The commentary community's coverage of this entire drama was absolutely gross.
I don't think the commentary community that I watched never covered this.
You guys really need to stop spreading what is currently the popular opinion without looking into things deeper. Face the facts, Cindy already quote-unquote admitted to it. You weren't making videos on her to spread the word around, you were just doing it to get a quick buck. You weren't concerned about the safety of minors, you were concerned about getting clout. You guys should have learned your lesson from the
am
Peaches
concerned
drama, the Spockter
with
drama,
clout.
the Dream and John Swan drama, the Pyrocynical drama, and more. But you people keep making the same mistake of jumping on a bandwagon too fast over and over again. I do believe Cindy did bad things. She needed to be called out for them, but she did not groom anyone, and she's not a pedo.
Well, I already responded to the pedo part.
If you guys seriously believe that Cindy sent a minor then you would also be at fault for linking the doc with a quote-unquote on yourself. If you did not age
Really, though?
restrict your video, then
Okay. You said yourself that the doc is like 100 or 200 pages long. The people might know that there's NSFW. But, like, how else are you supposed to share that? I mean, obviously you can take more precaution, but that is not at all comparable to a 20-year-old sending porn directly to a 14-year-old. Like, at all.
so many minors had access to the quote-unquote porn. Some of you may say that what she did was wrong enough for you to never watch her again. If that is how you feel, then that's okay. But don't make up stuff like, she sent nudes to a minor, she's a pedo, or she groomed someone, because none of that is true. I've checked multiple different definitions for grooming. What Cindy did
Grooming may take a number of forms, building the child's trust, erotism, gaining the trust of child's parents or carers, isolation, intimidation. Okay, this is like shaping the child's perception. Okay. This does not seem to align with the definition that I have. Hold on, let me look it up. What is a definition? According to dictionary.com, the practice of preparing or training someone for a particular purpose or activity is the action of behavior used to establish an emotional connection with a minor under the age of consent and sometimes the child's family to lower the child's inhibitions. Okay. That's very, very vague, though. That's like extremely vague. I'm also not sure if that term applies to what we're talking about. I think what we're talking about is sending pornography to minors. That's the main issue.
It doesn't fit any of them. Sure, what she did is what a lot of groomers do when they start grooming, but they tend to escalate things, and she didn't escalate things for 6 months. Or, who knows, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I don't actually know what grooming is. I know the ArtCC is more than likely going to try to use this video against me. They are going to paint me as someone who is okay with degenerate stuff being shown to kids, or that I'm
Well, with your arguments, it sounds like they're also okay with that.
defending a groomer.
We're all pedos.
Both things that aren't true, as I've proven in this video. I said what Cindy did wasn't okay, and I show that she isn't a groomer. What Cindy did was wrong. What she did was irresponsible. However, whatever punishment you think she deserves, I believe she already got it. Now, if you are one of the people
In my opinion, the punishment is that she's not allowed to make the thing is, if you like, okay, I don't know. I think you should not be allowed to be put in a like, you're not allowed to be in a content creator position where you can get access to a lot of minors. And the thing is, you could do a thing where like it's Augie who's like, who doesn't want, when he made content, he did not want a community at all. And it's fine. In fact, I don't think it's expected that a creator that creates content should be responsible for their community. But we've already had a track record of this YouTuber talking to their fans, okay? So in that case scenario, how likely are you to trust that even if we say you don't interact with your fans, and they've already broken that twice, I really don't blame people for not trusting them again. They should not be allowed to be in that position. That's my take.
who made a video on Cindy,
They should not be in a position where they can have a lot of contact with minors.
and you disagree with things I'm saying in this video, then let's have a debate. It just seems a little strange to me to make a video on someone without reaching out to them.
He did have a debate, and he admitted that he was wrong.
Oh wait, you guys already did that. I, along with Kumo, were the only two who reached out. I know a lot of people won't watch this video, so if you are going to disagree with me, please put hashtag pineapple soda in your comment. All one word, by the way. If you don't, then I know you were too scared to have your opinion challenged. I've made videos on predators before, and I've uploaded more than one video bashing cuties. I've won almost every single—
Dude, I read that. Cuties is cute. I'm like, whoa. But it said anything but cute. I'm like, oh, okay. He passed the vibe check. He's not Mr. Girl.
I'm sure people are gonna say I'm reviving the drama, or that I'm doing this for money or something. But even
Sounds
if that
like
is
it.
true, it doesn't debunk anything I'm saying. People will more than likely bring up the Toby drama, but last time I checked—
Who the fuck is Toby? Toby Turner? Fucking, like, guy that Keemstar accused? Well, had someone accused? I don't remember. Toby, I don't remember that guy's name.
every single video video covering my Toby video is gone. Every last one of them. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared of the backlash I'll get from uploading this video. Both my roommate and my girlfriend try to talk me out of uploading it.
Should have listened to your roommate, an anime persona-looking girl.
They think I'm right, but they don't want to see me fight for so long and so hard like I did in the Peaches drama. By the way, Peaches is someone that became a bad person after everything I did for them, so I don't know if Cinny will end up the same way or not. But I have to do what I think is right. Who knows, maybe I'm the one in the wrong, but I still feel like I have to do this. A lot of people could have done this video better than me, and hopefully they will, now that I've shown them the ropes. But if I am in the right, the next time something like this happens, can you guys please not say,
Ja, you were right about every other drama, but this time you're wrong.
Before my video even
We don't know that, but I do think you're wrong on this one.
comes out. That being said, I am not confident that this video will go over well once I upload it. The good news is I don't have to worry about people like Prisonmate Luke coming in and making things worse. But I also can't get help from people like Lio, Peaches, and Doodletones. The last two left YouTube and Lio's reputation is in the dirt. But I do believe they would have been more skeptical about this drama than most people. In many ways, this is like all the big dramas that have ever happened in the commentary community all at once. Just like Spoctor, Cinny admitted to it. Just like Peaches, she made a bad first response. And just like Pyro, people painted her as a groomer when she wasn't one. Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, this drama has now gotten so big that people outside the ArtCC are talking about it. And a lot of non-ArtCC people don't think that she's a groomer. Who knows, maybe I'm the one in the wrong. But
Hold on.
ArtCC people don't think that
Weird disabled. This looks like a Chud Logic title. Am I crazy? Okay. Weird disabled freaks. Bro, grooming. Yeah, that's Chud Logic.
she's a groomer. Who knows, maybe I'm the one in the wrong. But after seeing what happened in the Spoctor, the Peaches, and the Pyro dramas, I just think we should be at least a little bit more skeptical. Please, do not take my word for this. Do your own research and look into these documents a little bit more carefully. And once again, I want to make this clear. Cinny is being irresponsible, but in my book, she's not a groomer. Anyways, let's get into the edited down version of the interview I had with Cinny.
Dude, I'm curious what he edited out. Anyway, I think I'm done for today. Oh man, it's been going for longer than I expected, and I'm still not done with the content I had. I even thought of maybe covering Dark Viper AU. Well, we'll see. Anyway, thank you everyone that came to the live stream, and yeah, have a good night. Have a good night. Maybe I'll stream Mementos Expanded again. My voice is kind of dead though right now. So yeah, bye.